welcome to another exciting Charger Vision broadcast.
We're at Taft Stadium tonight. It's the Heritage Hall Chargers versus the Centennial Bison.
I'm Andrew Davis here with Mark Carlin, and we're about 11 minutes to kickoff. Mark, how you feeling going into this week?
I feel pretty good. The Chargers have played a tough schedule so far and passed with flying colors. They are 3-0 with wins over Cassidy, Clinton, and Davis. Centennial is 1-2, beat 5A Capitol Hill, and then lost to John Marshall and Wynnewood. So I'm feeling pretty confident, but never overconfident.
I think that's the best way to go into these games. You know, like you said, the Chargers running in well, but every week is a test in this conference and in this district. So we never want to get in a little too big for our britches because inevitably it will take us. But 10 minutes left to kick off, and we're going to run into our pregame read.
Yep, we've got Fuzzy's feature players, Daniel Howard for the Centennial Bison. He is their freshman quarterback and is also plays free safety, but he's having a very good year. He's just a freshman, but they've turned the reins over to him, and he's produced, although, like I said, they've beat Capitol Hill. They are 1-2, but he's just a freshman. He's doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, and both their losses are also on the road. So, I mean, this is they opened up at home against Capitol Hill and, like I said, ran away with that one 38-0. And they're looking to put the pieces back together this week against us, but we don't want to let that happen if we can help it at all.
Right. John Marshall, very tough, beat them in the second game. They're having a great year so far with Rashawn Woods as the coach.
They're always come out as a good program.
They are. And then Fuzzy's feature player for Heritage Hall is Cole McDaniel, who was our player of the game last week, had an outstanding game with a touchdown catch. Rick Hansing and I last week were talking about him, trying to get him a little bit more involved in the offense, and they definitely did. He is a great blocker, and he's got great hands. He had some big catches last week. He's got 3 receptions on the year for 72 yards. 33-yard is the longest, and he got a touchdown. Like we said, it was kind of an interesting play where Blake Adams had dropped the ball and then was able to pick it up. He was under pressure and found Cole, who's still running his route in the corner of the end zone. It was a great play.
Cole's a kid who he finds a way to make something out of nothing whenever he gets the opportunity. We see him play both sides of the ball, 190 career tackles. He's just a guy that you're always going to see. You're maybe not always going to see him show up on the stat sheet, but he's always going to be an impact player.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, we talked about how good he was last week and every week as far as they don't throw to him very often, but he stays on his block and he helps out all the other guys that do catch the ball or run the ball. Just an outstanding player. He's a 4-year starter. There's just not much more you can say about him.
There's not.
Well, what we're going to do is go to our first commercial break, and then we'll come back and talk about some of the keys to the game.
We'll be right back.
When you walk into Fuzzy's Taco Shop, you'll know you're in the right place. With the best Baja-style menu in town, we'll have the whole family addicted.
Order up.
Nachos, tacos, burritos, it doesn't matter. It's like an explosion of flavor in your mouth. We know you've had a long day, and you deserve a break. So, bring the crew to one of the Fuzzy's Taco Shop locations in Norman, Oklahoma City, or Stillwater. Welcome to your new addiction. Eat me.
Welcome back to Taft Stadium. We've got your Heritage Hall Chargers 7 minutes away from kicking off against the Centennial Bison. And we're going to see if we can get the highlights from last week as the Heritage Hall Chargers beat Clinton in a close game early, but then Heritage Hall stretched it out with a 42-13 win.
Here we're going to kick it to Spencer Waldron with a recap of the Charger game last week. We'll be right back.
The Davis Wolves and Heritage Hall Chargers met on the field of battle for an epic showdown of defending state champions. The Wolves drew first blood on this 4-yard fullback dive by Connor Webb midway through the first quarter to take an early lead. But Tank Love busted through the line, demolishing a tandem of linebackers and rolled over a pair of defensive backs to even the score at 7-all. On the next play from scrimmage, Jack Ross ripped the ball from Webb's hands and fell on it to give the Chargers the ball deep in the Wolves' territory. Love went back to work, using 2 backfield blockers and a nifty spin move to land in the end zone again and put the Chargers on top for good. After the defense forced a 3-and-out, QB Blake Adams kept the option read and lunged in from a 4-yard out to extend the Charger lead to 21-7. A few minutes later, Heritage Hall was knocking at the door again, and Adams avoided a near disaster when he scooped up this fumble and found senior tight end Cole McDaniel in the end zone on a 33-yard pass, giving the Chargers a 21-point halftime lead. In the third quarter, Tank continued to assault the Wolves, powering in from 8 yards on this run, and then scoring his 4th TD of the night to go with 147 yards on 18 carries. The Wolves' Briston Summers scored a 1-yard QB keeper in the 4th, but the Chargers moved to 3-0 after a satisfying 42-13 revenge win over Davis.
Thank you for that recap. We are back here live from Taft Stadium. Your Chargers about to take the field against the Oklahoma Centennial Bison.
Yep, it was a great game last week. Those highlights showed it all. Tank had a great game. Cole McDaniel had a good game. I've been very impressed with the way Blake Adams has handled the first 3 games. Has great stats, and he's taken over very, very well for Connor McGinnis.
You and I were talking about that during the video recap. He's had some impressive numbers, 516 yards through the air, over 50% passing, only 2 picks versus 7 touchdowns. He's posting a 120.7 QBR, which is just outstanding.
Right, and we've talked about 149 yards on the ground as well. Not necessarily considered a dual threat guy,
but he can make something happen when he needs to. Can we get Mark some water over here?
I'm drowning.
Blake does a great job when he gets in those situations and has to make something happen with his feet. He sure can.
He definitely did. I mean, he had a great run at Clinton, a long run on a keeper. And like most of the time, like you said, it's kind of scrambling and then make something out of nothing.
Absolutely. We're going to cut to one more commercial, and then we're going to come right back with coin toss and keys to the game.
Head on down to the Charger Corner to buy your latest in-school apparel. Range from t-shirts to sweatpants and even those nifty bleacher seats. You'll always find the perfect Charger gear. Not only will you show off your Charger pride, but you'll be helping improve the school in many ways, such as classroom and activity funding. Come Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to 2. Tuesday and Thursday, 10 to 4. And don't come Saturday and Sunday, because we won't be there.
Welcome back to Taft Stadium. I'm Andrew Davis here with Mark Carline. And your Heritage Hall Chargers, as you can see, we are on the field for the coin toss. We're about 3 minutes away from kickoff. It's right around 84 degrees, anticipating an 18-mile-an-hour south wind, and hovering about a 10% chance of rain, although it looks beautiful in the sky to me right now.
Yeah, it's beautiful weather for football. The Chargers are going to receive first, and they'll be heading from north to south. And I don't know, we're looking forward to a very good game tonight. Let's talk about some of our keys to the game.
Absolutely. Our keys to the game brought to you by First Liberty Bank. For the Chargers, the keys tonight are keeping intensity after challenging start. We know that we've had a couple of times trying to get into the game and having a few issues early on. Staying mentally focused, not losing our cool, not losing our high energy is going to be a big part of that.
We've talked about having some silly penalties sometimes in the first and second quarter, and we kind of clean it up as the game goes on. But I can tell you that Coach certainly wants to clean it up earlier, and so we do need to keep our focus and try to get rid of the silly penalties early.
Absolutely. Second, we want to continue on that same line of keeping intensity off of early issues. We want to minimize them. We want to execute well early in the game. You and I kind of talked about that. Those two kind of go hand in hand. And then finally, we want to stick to the game plan and stay disciplined. Coach Brett Bogert's going to be bringing him in with a real clear, concise way. He wants to run this game, and you're going to have some adversarial moments. You're going to have some issues, but keeping with that game plan, doing what you're told, that's going to be a big part for these guys.
It is, and we talked about potential trap game. They played a very physical, tough schedule the first 3 games, and they played very well. All 3 victories. Where Centennial is 1-2, so it's easy to overlook someone, and we certainly don't want to do that. This Centennial team has got a lot of good athletes on it. They're not very deep, but they're certainly a team that you can't take lightly.
Absolutely, and those are your First Liberty keys to the game. If you want your Chargers to win, First Liberty tells you you can bank on it.
Yes, sir. Well done. And we got both teams coming out onto the field. The Chargers are running through the banners, and they look like they're ready to play.
They look excited. Looking at our last 5 meetings against Oklahoma Centennial, the Chargers are 5-0 over the last 5 years. You and I have had the pleasure of being in the last 2. 62-14 in 2014, 41-0 in 2013, 56-12 in 2012. 69-0 in 2011 and 61-13 in 2010.
I mean, that's averaging about 55 points, which is very impressive. And, we've seen a lot of points so far scored from this team this year. We've got 60, 49, and 42 against some very good opponents. So the Chargers offense is primed and ready to go.
Absolutely. They've had a great summer camp getting ready. They've trained very hard, and obviously coming off of that state championship season, they're not coming in expecting anything given to them.
You're exactly right. I mean, they've gone from the hunted to the hunter to the hunted since they are the champs. All right, we've got the national anthem going right now, so we will let you enjoy that.
We are back. Sorry, the overhead here in the box is not getting heard on the field, so they cannot hear us doing the national anthem. But we had the Chargers bringing out the return.
Looks like Dawson Evans, I think.
Brings out to right about the 25-yard line before being forced out of bounds there on the Charger side.
Yep, we're going to run through the offensive starters.
Our offensive skill positions, we've got Blake Adams at quarterback, Tank Love as running back, Tevin McDaniel at fullback, Santana Randall and Dawson Evans starting at wide receiver, and Cole McDaniel at tight end. We've got Miles Francisco, Jack Ross, Blake Brigham, Luther Harris, and Matthew Price on the line tonight for the Chargers.
All right, Tank gets the first handoff. He runs it for about 6 quick ones. I think we're probably going to see a nice dose of that. Tank is having a great season so far this year. A lot of touchdowns. He's just a force to be reckoned with. And I think we're going to give him the ball again. He's going straight at the middle, but nothing this time. Maybe a loss of 1. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
The Chargers looking good, getting started off. We got to find our run. You're right. It'll be 3rd and 5 from the 30-yard line, 31.
What time they give it to? Is that Tevin or Tank? I can't
Tank.
see.
He's trying to push, but he's going to be short. He's going to be brought down by a gang tackle. Stopped it for about a 1-yard shortage. 4-yard gain, about 1 yard short. 4th and 1.
They're going for it. They're not hesitating at all.
Coach Boger's going for it early.
Yep, they give it to Tank. He goes right up there. He gets the first down and more. He's at the 45. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. They're chasing him. He's at the 20. Trying to bring Tank down. He finally tackled him at the 6-yard line after a great run.
Man, that was a big dose of Tank.
That definitely was. That was a good 45-yard run.
We got number 12, DeMarcus Keenan, bringing down Tank.
Well, that's just a great run. And they're going right at it. They are 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. The Chargers not taking a breath, not going to a huddle, just to hurry up and run it down their throat is what their plan is.
That was a gutsy early play in our own territory, and it paid off big time.
It was. It's Tank again. He's still going. He is trying to get in there. Are they going to give it to him?
He's reaching across, but I think they're going to call him a yard short.
Yeah, down. It's going to be 2nd down and goal from about the 1-yard line. Tank he wanted to score on that play. It was obvious.
You're right. He's going right up the gut. And we've got it to Tank again, and he just nobody touches him in the end zone. Touchdown, Tank Love.
Oh my goodness, that makes it look too easy. We talked about a dose of Tank. I think he got all 65 yards and the touchdown to boot.
I was gonna say Dawson started us at about the 26, and the other 74 were all Tank Love.
That's an impressive start. I know the Chargers wanted to establish the run, and like you said, we're trying not to have any letdown at all. Stay focused. That was a great drive and basically a good way to tell the Bison we're here.
The kick is up, and it is good.
Well, great start by the Chargers. 7-0 very quickly. We got 10 minutes and 17 seconds left, so very quick start.
We're in white jerseys again.
It's hard to see. Get your binoculars out.
Yeah, I'm going to start bringing binoculars. It's hard to read gold numbers on a white jersey, regardless of how bright it is out. It's just hard to read that. So we apologize in advance for any names we get wrong, but we're going to have a little bit of difficulty reading names.
We will do our best for you. We are at renovated Taft Stadium, and the stadium looks really good. This is the first game I've seen in here since they've done the renovations.
It's wonderful. I know that early on we had that video commercial for the Oklahoma City Energy Soccer, and you were seeing this stadium because this is the Oklahoma Energy Stadium now, as well as being Taft Stadium. We're on the home side, which is all green and white cherry backs with a lovely white OKC spelled out in the crowd.
Yeah, we've got the Chargers on the opposite side in the aluminum stands, not as friendly for the visiting crew, but it's a beautiful stadium. They've redone the whole thing, and it's great. Well, we got the Chargers kicking off. Let's see who's deep. I can't read the numbers. It looks like number 3, Daniel Howard, the freshman quarterback.
Is that a 3? It looks like a 9 to me.
Well, we'll see. He is tackled at the 20-yard line. And we're trying to make out the number as we can't. Neither one of us. I think you're right. I think that is number 9.
Is that an 8?
Yeah. No, number 9. I think you're right. We're going to say Tivian Taylor is the one who brought that out.
Oh yeah, because here comes the quarterback on the field.
Yeah, number 3. Daniel Howard.
8s, 9s, and 6s all start to look the same if their jersey gets ruffled up front.
The beautiful news is we're in a great press box, but
this is absolutely wonderful.
We're a little far away from the action, so it's going to test our eyesight.
But we've got heating and air conditioning tonight. This is a nice luxury.
Beautiful. All right, so we've got Daniel Howard under center, and he pitches it out. It looks like that's, I'm going to say number 6, Brandon Barnes, but not much there. The Charger defense gives him maybe a yard, but it doesn't look like much at all.
Tevin get inside on that play to make the stop, coming out of the outside linebacker spot to make the big hit. You know, we talk about Tevin all the time as a receiver and as a fullback, but man, he can hit. It's going to set up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Yeah, no gain. They gave him no gain on that. The Chargers line is definitely playing effective. We've only got 3 guys on there and the rest linebackers. They pitch it back out again, but running back can't find the lane. Tackle for no gain again. That time I think it was number 9, Tivian Taylor. But like you said, I'm having a hard time making out the numbers. That's what it looks like.
And we had Brendan Nizell and Blake Adams getting in there on that play on D. Blake's kind of out there calling a little bit of making commentary for the rest of the defense, trying to read the quarterback.
We're doing a good job so far. They haven't gained a yard.
Because look, he's not crouching down hardly at all. He's standing pretty much completely upright, so he can read the quarterback.
All right, Howard back to the throw. He's looking around for a receiver. He does throw it. Oh, almost intercepted.
Dawson Evans was the man trying to pick it off. The ball was intended for Brandon Barnes, number 7.
Well, that's a good defense. I would say that was great coverage by Dawson Evans. I mean, he wasn't really open, but Howard was trying to squeeze it in there.
It was. Dawson likes to jump in front of that ball.
He made a good break on it. He's fast. We've talked about that. He's a heat-seeking missile when he's coming in for the safety spot.
Absolutely. We've got Chandler Shepard set to receive the punt tonight.
We were talking last week, and I know we've talked about it, how important special teams are and how you've got to either make the catch or just get away from the ball.
Oh, high snap.
They do get it off.
We almost get there.
Chandler Shepard, fair catch at the 50-yard line. We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. Just north of 50, the Chargers going to get their second start. We can get a chance to call it the Charger defense.
Well, we'll have to work on that the next series.
Next defensive stand, we'll pull them up.
They shut them down too fast, which is good news for us. They did not get a yard on offense, and the Chargers offense back out there starting at about the 49-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 49. 8:49 left here in the first quarter. We've already gotten on the board, and we're already back on offense.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew, you think they're going to keep running tank or maybe a little play action? Oh, they run tank out of the backfield, and they're looking to throw. It's a screen in the middle that can't get away.
Bryce Sobranis getting pulled down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked a little slow to develop. He had one guy to beat on the line, and that guy was standing right there, makes a good tackle.
So he's going to set up 2nd and 14 from the 45.
Well,
or 2nd and 15 from the 44.
You would think tank would be the safe play, but it looks like we're going to have to give a dose of tank just so we can make it 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, you would think that after that first series when Tank ran out that they'd keyed in on him, but they stayed on Blake watching for the throw. Anybody that scouted this team knows Blake Adams can throw the ball.
Yeah, I mean, having a really good year. We've talked about that. This time they give it to Dawson Evans running the end around, but runs into a crowd.
No gain on the play.
Number 11 with a tackle there. That's Desmond Howard. Not the Heisman Trophy winner, but Desmond Howard made a great play there. I mean, it was the jet sweep, and Desmond Howard's in the right place, just waited on him. Dawson inadvertently ran right into his arms for a loss, so that's going to bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 18.
Yep, ball spot on the 41 for a 3-yard loss. I think this one will look for the big dose of Tank.
And we'll see. This is a long 18, but Tank already has a 45-yarder in his resume so far. He makes the block. That is a deep throw. Tevin's there.
Tevin's the man. Oh,
he catches it at the 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Heritage Hall.
Man, can we quit making it so hard on ourselves, giving ourselves 3rd and longs or 4th and shorts to have to come up with it? Man.
That is a beautiful throw and catch. Tevin was all by himself, and everyone, Bison were trying to catch up with him, but they couldn't do it. Nice throw. It's going to be a 60-yard touchdown.
Man. 7:21 left. Your Chargers up 13-0 before the PAT.
That's a beautiful catch. I mean, sometimes when you're by yourself, that's the hardest time to catch it.
It is. And he turned back because it was just a hair short, but he put it right. And the kick's up, and it is good.
Garrett McLaughlin with the point after, but beautiful throw and catch from Blake Adams to Tevin McDaniel. Like you said, he did have to kind of slow down and then make sure he caught it and runs the extra 20 yards for the touchdown.
He had 3 men chasing him, but none of them could get there.
Yep, that's a beautiful, beautiful throw and catch. They are making it look easy.
All right, 14-0, 7:21 left on the clock here in the first quarter.
All right, so
we're going to get a chance to see the Charger defense again here early in the first.
Well, we will call them out the starting lineup as soon as they come trot on the field this time.
You realize neither team's got a first down yet?
We did, yeah, because Tank got tackled.
Tank got tackled at the 6. That's the only first down yet.
After a 45-yard run makes it 1st and goal, we score a couple plays later.
And this one on a 3rd and 18, we put it in, and we held them 3 and out. We're not going for first downs today. We're going for touchdowns.
Well, that's a good philosophy, if you ask me.
It's a good philosophy when you can get there.
No, the Chargers' offense looking very sharp early, and we talked about this. Try not to take this game lightly. The Bison are 1-2, but anybody can bite you in any particular night if you're trying to take the night off. So the Chargers are coming out strong.
Absolutely. Going off on the kicker.
Yep, number 9, Tinian Taylor, back deep, but he does not pick it up. I think that's number 7, Brandon Barnes. They tackle him right about the 25-yard line. Finally bring him down.
Dawson Evans, I think, making the initial contact on the hit.
Kind of a
gaggle of Chargers getting there.
What would you call it? It wasn't a deep kick, kind of a squib kick.
No, it was low and hard, but it really didn't get much bounce. I think he was counting on it getting some bounce over the return man's head, and it barely puffed off the grass.
All right, the Bison are coming out. Let's run through the Charger starters if we can get a chance to do that.
Absolutely. Starting on defense for the Chargers, we've got Brendan Ezell and Andrew McDonald and Tank Love at linebackers along with Cole McDaniel. We've got Blake Adams at safety with Dawson Evans. We've got Chandler Shepard and Keenan Ramazan at corners. And then on the line, we've got Blake Brigham, Tevin McDaniel, and we've got Jack Ross.
Yeah, Jack Ross had a great game last week. Had a fumble recovery and lots of tackles. He just was a force to be reckoned with. All right, this time they throw the overthrown. That's intended for number 10. That's Michael Jackson. Howard just hasn't quite.
This year we've had a lot of celebrity names.
We
You
have. We
noticed
got Desmond Howard and Michael Jackson.
We had Jason White a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
I mean, we've had some fun names to call this year.
That's
Although I think Michael Jackson takes the cake right now. It's going to set up 2nd and 10. I can't even get it up.
Howard is just not. Howard's just not feeling comfortable yet. I think he's got one pass that could have been picked off by Dawson Evans, and that one was way over the intended receiver's head. This time he keeps it, running to the right. He tackled immediately. Is that looked like Andrew McDonald, but I can't swear to that.
He is. What? No, or is it Cole McDaniel? Because Andrew McDonald's on our side. I think it was Cole because Andrew's on our side. Cole's playing the opposite
Okay,
side.
yep, you're right. 33. That was Cole McDaniel with the tackle. So
Like we
still
said.
no gain. We're at 3rd and 10. The Bison yet to gain a yard.
Well, no, they gave him 3 on it, which I think may be a hair generous, but we are at a slight angle.
Yeah, I think that is generous, but I'm okay with them getting a few yards.
3rd and 7.
All right, Chargers defense looking to pounce. We'll see what the Bison can do here. Howard drops back. He keeps it. He's running really wide because the
Bryson
Chargers are in
Brandis is
pursuit.
coming.
He needs to get rid of it, and he does not do it. Tackled at about the
I thought-
3-yard line. Oh, they're saying a flag of some kind.
Excessive celebration, I think. He's gonna go on Dawson.
It came early.
I know. I mean, he barely got up, had time to fist bump.
I'm not sure if that's, like you said, a face mask or what the
Maybe
call was.
something on the tax. We had 3 men on.
I mean, we'll see what the referees say. I could see it be a few different calls, but that was just great pursuit. I think Howard thought he was going to out-athlete them. It was going to be a little faster, but face mask on the Chargers with the takedown of the quarterback. That's unfortunate because it was a great hold by the defense. It was about a 20-yard loss.
It was going to put them right up. It was going to get us, get them 4th and very long from about the 1.
We'll see what the call is. I don't know if it's after the play. I expect it to be 4th down, but
I think they're 3rd and 15. I'm not sure how that came about.
I mean, I guess.
No, they're not entirely sure either.
Well, to me,
I
I think they should tack on the 15 yards, but it should be 4th down, in my opinion.
Down. Yeah, it should be like 4th and long from about
Well, they're saying 3rd down and 14, so they are going to give the Bison another chance after the face mask. But it was a great sack by the defense. Howard running for his life again, and this time doesn't get anywhere. It's a fumble.
Oh,
I can't see who's got it, but it is a fumble right at the 2-yard line. I mean, I am feeling bad. Howard just has nowhere to go with the football. The Chargers are back there in a hurry.
Got number 84, Floyd Marshall, falling on the ball. But like you said, it's going to be 4th and very long. They're spotting the ball on the 3.
Well, Howard has not had much time to throw. The Chargers are they're coming hard in the backfield.
Absolutely, man. Our secondary they're rushing the quarterback hard, and he's trying to get away. He's not throwing it away.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. That's twice. He thought, whoa, a high snap. Oh, the punt is blocked.
Very short. Oh.
I think maybe someone got a hand on it. Ball bounces to about the 33-yard line.
Who is that over there that got hands on it? Is that Miles?
I can't see the number, but it definitely, I think someone got a hand on it because the ball did not go very far, and I think it might have been partially blocked.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with numbers tonight. The only reason I'm throwing a gambit at Miles is because he's tall.
Right. They got back there, and he stuck up a hand, and I think he may have gotten a piece of it.
Somebody with some light.
Well, the Chargers head 14-0 and have great field position to start their 3rd series.
1st and 10 from the Bison 33.
The Bison actually have negative yards after a few sacks. Blake Adams looking to throw. He is under duress. He does throw it.
Tevin McDaniel.
Tevin McDaniel about the 20. He's got a block. He's going all the way. Touchdown, Heritage Hall.
Man, 1 and done.
That's
Are we going for a run roll?
I don't know. That's impressive though, because one play and done.
Coach Bogert had a plan going to tonight's game. He knew what he wanted these guys to do for these first few series. We probably had a plan for our first long drive.
Right.
But we're making it count that we're getting 6 drives out of that game plan.
Well, that was Blake Adams rolled out, and we had Desmond Howard was putting a lot of pressure on him. He was able to turn around and fire a strike to Tevin McDaniel. He runs the other 20 yards and touchdown Heritage Hall. That's going to make it 21-0.
Garrett McLaughlin does complete the point after. Man, this is fun. I love football like this.
Well, that's just, I mean, they're
This is
looking strong so far. And like you said, if they can maintain their focus, it's going to be a great night.
absolutely 5:16 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, it could be a long game at this
This
pace.
could be a long game.
Well, and we talked about it a little last week. I don't want to start talking about it too early, but games where you can get ahead and get some of your younger guys and second team some good experience is so valuable in the future.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we saw it especially 2 years ago. We had a ton of injuries. Last year we stayed a little bit healthy, but 2 years ago we had a ton of injuries. And getting down to playoffs, I mean, we had guys that hadn't even played football in the summer, that had never played football yet, that were like starting early playoff games and late regular season games. And fortunately, a lot of those guys had gotten a lot of substantial minutes throughout the season, and they were ready to play.
Yeah, I mean, and we've been able to do that the first few weeks, get some guys some more playing time, some freshmen and some second teamers, and it's so valuable into the as far as depth in the season and for future years.
Absolutely. It not only builds us this year, but it helps build the program.
All right, Garrett
Kick is
McLaughlin kicking it deep. Two guys want it. Somebody better call it.
Oh!
Ball is down after two guys collided with each other. It was Tivian Taylor and Brandon Barnes both wanted it, and they collided.
Number one, Danquan Howard falling on the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's just trying to make sure nothing really bad happens, but those guys need to communicate a little better on special teams.
I mean, that one was rough. That hurt.
Well, and I would think the deepest guy is the guy who should be calling it off or calling it. He traditionally is the one.
You've got sight not only on the ball, but all the men in front of you. You can't call for guys behind you.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I think he should have been either calling him off or telling him, you got it, one or the other.
Either it's yours or it's mine. He should have been making that call. And that's why a lot of times your deepest man, too, is one of your older players, that they've got a little bit of that maturity and that ability to control and lead the special teams. But after the big collision, we've got 1st and 10 for the Bison from their own 12.
Yep, Daniel Howard in the shotgun.
11.
Trying to see who there's that 24 Thompson back there with him. He is getting nothing. He hands it off, and he goes absolutely nowhere.
He gets a big dose of Tevin and Blake.
Well, that's Thompson with the carry, but he didn't have anywhere to go. I mean, I think we're just seeing that the defensive line for the Chargers is just they've been able to do whatever they want with the offensive line of the Bison. I mean, they've got some big guys, but they're getting right through there on the line, and it's not giving the quarterback or running back much to work with.
Oh, no, they're doing a great job early on getting where they want to get, making the big play. It's going to set up 2nd and 16 from the 5.
All right, Howard's going to want to throw, but he just barely has any time. He throws it up. This time
Chandler Shepard goes for
Chandler
it.
Shepard in great position. Number 11, Desmond Howard's got to play defense, and
he has to kind of put a body on Chandler, because otherwise I think he has it.
Yeah, Chandler was definitely setting up for the interception. He was in good position, had to play on it, but Howard came in there to break it up.
And the ball was outrunning Howard. He knew it. He knew that Howard couldn't get up there enough to get hands on the ball so he could make the play without taking a big risk. And Howard just has to come in and put some body contact to keep Chandler from making a huge play. It's going to set 3rd and 16 from the 5.
Yeah, Chandler definitely in the right position. All right, Howard in the shotgun, and I'm sorry to say he keeps going the wrong direction, but his line is not doing a lot for him.
No, they're not. They're not protecting at all tonight.
It's a quick throw to the outside to 24 Thompson. He's breaking away. Can he make it? Dawson Evans runs him down about the 35-yard line, but a great screen pass by the Bison gets him out of a hole. 3rd and 16 deep in their own territory.
It's going to set up a 1st and 10 from about the 35, 36-yard line. Great play.
It was. I mean, that's something that's really good to do against the pass rush. I mean, they're coming, get it out of their hand quickly. And
we're putting
Thompson,
bodies inside, going for the pocket. There's going to be somebody with some open lane.
Yeah, Thompson had one. We needed one block, and he got it. And the next thing you know, he's trying to outrun the rest of the team. Luckily, Dawson Evans is able to run him down right about the 35. 1st and 10 for Howard. He keeps it. It's a fumble. That's a Charger that's trying to get on it. We'll see who they give it to. They're pointing the Chargers' direction. Who is that?
Who was it that had that? It's Miles.
Miles Francisco?
Miles Francisco with the fumble recovery. Nice.
Well, that was Howard maybe trying to do a little too much, but the ball came loose, and
he tried to
Miles
put it in the gut
Francisco.
and pull it out too late, honestly. I mean, if anybody was watching football last Saturday, they saw some great play about that in Norman, holding the ball in really, really late. But you've got to have running backs that know that it's going to be held to the last second. They got to suck that gut in to give you a spot to pull that ball out. If they don't, if they're pushing out at all, it's going to pop right out of your hand.
Well, that's exactly what happened, and so Howard does turn it over. It's going to give the Chargers great field position. They're ahead 21-0. They're starting on their 29-yard line. This time it's a quick throw. Blake Adams, nice catch.
Nice.
Was that Santana Randall?
Santana Randall, I believe.
Yep. He goes up high and gets it. The throw was pretty high, but he was able to go up and get it for a nice 13-yard gain.
Well, it's going to set up 1st and 10 from the Bison 15. Yeah, Howard going for a little shake and bake of his own tonight.
Yeah, that was.
But, man, that was a great play. A little high, and Santana gets in there and snags it.
Santana Randall was able to get it. That was beautiful.
He's a good player. He's really coming on.
1st and 10 now from the 15. Blake Adams, he's looking to hand it off to Tank, who does. He's trying to get to the outside. As they run over 1 or 2 guys, gets down to about the 10. They finally get him out of bounds right around the 11 to 12-yard line.
Forced out of bounds by number 24, Thompson, for about a gain of, I think they're going to give us about 3 on the play. I would have thought 4 or 5. I think they're going to give us 3 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I think like you said, after the first drive, they're keen on Tank, but that that opens up some other stuff, and we've got a lot of skilled players. Blake Adams has been able to.
I'd be keen on Tevin right now after 2 big touchdowns.
He's been able to get the ball to him, but we'll see. There it looks like Tank
Tank's
again to the left side. He's got it open field, tackled right about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, he's going to be at the 1. It's going to be 1st and goal and inches.
That's great blocking on the left side. Opened up a big hole for Tank.
Oh yeah.
I never give the line enough credit, but that's great blocking on that play.
Oh yeah, you and I talk all the time about our line, how talented they are, but we forget to key in on them in individual plays, how good of a job they do of creating holes. We've got 5 on tonight, which is a great line.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Blake Adams does hand it off, but I didn't see.
I think they're going to call Tank a little short on it.
Yeah, I mean not enough.
Second and goal, and they're going to spot him on the 2. Yeah, because they gave the first one from about the 5, whereas I was thinking we were more about the 2, but they put us on the 5, so about a 3-yard for Tank. Oh, excuse me, on the 1 now, it's about a 4-yard for Tank. Looking to stuff it in here. I think I can guess the play call.
Well, this is where Tank earns his money, so to speak.
The
ball is out. Who's on it?
Recovered by Centennial.
That is very unlike our team.
Taylor recovering the ball in the end zone.
We have been very good with ball security so far this season. We've started off a little rocky, but tonight we were dialed in. We get down to the 1-yard line and then turn the ball over for a touchback. That's going to give the Bison the ball on the 20.
Well, you and I predicted the play call, and so did Centennial, and they put a head low ready to hit that ball.
Yep. I mean, that is, like I said, I don't think Coach Bogert's going to be happy with that, and that's just not like our team. We usually take care of the ball a lot better than that.
No, absolutely. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20 for Centennial. Usually that's one thing we don't have to talk about out of our running backs, out of Tank and Tevin, is protecting the ball. We never have to talk about that out of those guys. And,
take it for granted. You're exactly right.
Or Bryce, for that matter. I mean, all 3 of those guys do a great job protecting the ball in the backfield, but everyone's going to have one happen once in a while. You gotta shake it off right here.
All right, Howard hands it off on the jet sweep. They get about 2 yards out of it. The handoff's to number 5, Steven Bruner. He was able to get a few yards, but the Chargers defense just not giving up much so far.
Adrian Donald and Blake Adams making a big stop together. It's going to set up, where they spotting it? Giving them 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for the 22. Yeah, I'm going to bring binoculars next time.
Well,
next time we're wearing white, I'm bringing binoculars.
I agree. These jerseys
blue and gold,
are.
I can read all day. White needed some blue numbers.
I concur.
No offense, but.
We're going to talk to the athletic trainer. All right, Howard in the shotgun. Got a man in motion. It's a low snap. Howard keeps it. He pitches it. There's a fumble again, that time to Thompson again. He gets a big hit, but the ball comes loose, but he's able to get it back. Who was that?
I'm trying to see. I think it might have been Brendan, but I'm having a hard time telling.
I can't tell. Blake Brigham, perhaps? I can't. It was Brandon Azell. You're exactly right. Yeah.
I'm having to read body figures now. I'm having to read figures. But good job on Thompson. Credit to him. He gets hit, the ball comes out, and he sticks that big paw out there to pull it back in from the ground. So to his credit, he saved the from
being worse. Yeah, you're exactly right. Well, now Brandon Azell had a great game last week, and he's starting off really strong this week as well. He was in the backfield a ton last week.
Brendan coming back out this year after a year hiatus from football at 5'9", 180. He's hitting hard, and he's making himself known.
All right, Howard in the shotgun. We've got now 3rd and 19. He's looking to throw, and the pressure is coming. He does throw it up, but it is out of bounds, incomplete.
Completed to the Heritage Hall coaching staff.
Brandon Barnes is the intended receiver on that one. It was just thrown a little too quickly as the pressure was coming on Howard, and so he got rid of it and just overthrew a little bit.
Absolutely. It's going to be 4th and 19, and I would guess they bring out the punt team. We've got Chandler Shepard set to receive the ball just south of midfield. 55 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yep, they've had some high snaps on special teams, so that's something we keep an eye on. That one's a pretty high. Oh, almost blocked again. Maybe it was blocked. I think it was.
It bounces out at the 24.
I couldn't see who got in the backfield to block it. He was back there in a hurry.
Running across the field. I'm thinking it's Miles again.
I can't tell. I can't make out the number. I'm sorry to tell you.
There's only so many 6'2" kids on this team.
Right. Well, that was certainly a speed rush, and he got back there and swallowed up the punter. Yeah. Good job by the Chargers defensive line, but I'm sorry I can't give credit to who blocked that.
All right. 1st and 10 from the 25.
That's just, the Chargers have had great field position. Only one small mistake, and that was the fumble at the 1-yard line. But otherwise, they have played very, very good football this first quarter.
Very good.
Had 21-0. Great field position.
There's a chance of punching this one in before the quarter ends.
Well, we only needed one play on one of these drives. He turns, throws to Tank out of the backfield. He's trying to cut up field, runs over a guy. He's tackled at the 20-yard line by number 11, Desmond Howard.
Desmond Howard doing a good job for Centennial tonight. We're calling his name a lot both ways.
Yep, he is good on the defense then so far. He's had some good tackles.
It's going to set up second and 5 from the 20.
Man,
second and 6 from the 21.
I think Tank, he dump trucked somebody over there.
Tank is hitting hard.
He was. He ran right over that guy.
Those big Tank plays.
That's I think it was number 5, Steven Bruner, that he ran over, but Desmond Howard able to make a good tackle. All right, a quick throw from Blake Adams. Boom! We get hit. Randall gets hit, but he still gets the first down, then tackled out of bounds right about the 11-yard line.
Nice play. Good job getting yards after the catch, even with contact. And that's going to end the first quarter. Your Chargers lead 21-0 at the end of one, and we're going to move the ball to the other field and be starting 1st and 10 from about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, so far the Chargers offense they're churning up the yards. They're getting lots of yards, and they've got 21 points, but left one touchdown on the board with a fumble at the 1-yard line.
They did. We're going to cut the quick commercial break here at the quarter. We'll be right back.
Warn of danger from virtually anywhere. It's been smashed and driven. It's perceptive enough to detect other vehicles on the road. It's been shaken and pummeled. It's innovative enough to brake by itself, park itself, and help you steer. It's been in the rain and dragged through the mud. Introducing the all-new Mercedes-Benz GLE. It's where brains meet brawn.
You want to pull that?
All right, welcome back to Taft Stadium. We've got the Centennial Bison versus the Heritage Hall Chargers, and Heritage Hall been very impressive so far on both sides of the ball. They've got 21 points, and they're driving.
Oh, this is everything you want to see in a football game. 21 points, starting the quarter, 1st and 10 on the Centennial 11. You and I talked about it. The only thing that we really did was Tank had that fumble in the end zone that kept us from putting it 28-0. But, we're 11 yards away from being 28-0 with 12 left in the second quarter. I can't complain about anything right now.
Yeah, very impressive, and they've been just as efficient on defense. I think the Bison have negative yards. They've had one positive play was a screen pass for about 30 yards, but I think Howard has been running for his life and been sacked a few times where I don't think they have any positive yards.
No, I think if we had a big numbers recap right now, I'd be guessing they're showing negative yards with the number of times that we've sacked. And they've had at least 6 fumbles, and I think they've lost 2 of them and recovered 4.
I'm not sure what the holdup is.
I'm not sure. They've lost at least, if they've had 6 fumbles, they've lost at least 4, if not. Or they've recovered 4, maybe 5 of them, but they've had 1 loss for sure. But they've got to protect the ball moving forward. If they really want to be able to get back into this game, even though they're recovering most of it, they can't be making those mistakes. They can't be giving up the ball that much because the Chargers are going to make them pay.
Right, you're exactly right. I mean, their offense has just been wonderful so far this whole year, and they have scored a lot of points thus far. 60 in the first game, 49 against Clinton, 42 against Davis, and they've got 21 in the first quarter and are driving. So the offense is just looking outstanding so far this year.
And the defense and special teams looking great. You know, we had the two blocked punts so far tonight alone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see that very often. I think they're just dominating the line of scrimmage, which we've seen them do that some so far this year, but tonight it just seems like a mismatch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the referees had run off the field for a second, but we are getting all the officials back.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, we're trying to get the second quarter started. I think the officials were getting everybody back on and ready to play. That's what I'm guessing the holdup was. So nothing to complain about here. Chargers ahead 21-0 after the first quarter. Beautiful new stadium, and the Chargers dominating. There's just not much more we can say.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, we can say all we want, how happy we are. Obviously, we're Homer commentators, but, I mean, this is just a good game right now for the Chargers. They're doing what they want to do all around the ball game, and you just got to be happy with what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And we're so happy to be able to show this to you thanks to all of our wonderful sponsors. We want to start by thanking RS Fuel Convenience Store. Make a pit stop on the south side of Memorial Avenue Road between Portland and May. High-performance fuel for your car and for you.
All right, Blake Adams, it's a quick throw out wide because nobody's covering Tevin.
Touchdown, Tevin McDaniel.
Touchdown. That just that is
textbook.
too easy. Well, I mean, I think that, I don't know if Blake called that or the coaches called that, but it looked like there was 2 wide receivers out there and only 1 defender. And that's Blake Adams can see that and takes full advantage of it with an 11-yard strike. Tevin McDaniel scores for the Chargers, going to make it 27-0 pending the extra point.
Garrett McLaughlin will come out to make the point, attempt the point after. Kick is up. The kick is good. 28-0 your Chargers here with 11:54 left in the second quarter.
Well, it's going to give us a chance to thank some more of our sponsors. The Chargers just looking outstanding. Charger Vision would like to thank sponsor Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City for their support of our program. Visit their showroom downtown or check them out on the web at mbokc.com.
Make sure when you get a chance to stop by the Charger Corner Campus Store. The Charger Corner Campus Store has all the clothing and accessories you need to show your Charger pride. And did you know everything you spend on the store goes directly to teachers, classrooms, and programs like Charger Vision? Store hours are 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 10 to 4 on Tuesday, Thursday.
Very good. We also want to thank First Liberty Bank. Your success is their passion. Let First Liberty help you achieve your goals by calling 405-608-4500 or visiting myfirstliberty.com.
And never forget to thank Field. You know, a night like this, standing in the renovated Taft Stadium, I've got to say thank you to Fields and Futures for their continued support of Charger Vision and football in the Oklahoma City area as a whole. Check them out at fieldsandfutures.com to find out how they're empowering coaches, kids to be something bigger than themselves. Fields and Futures, igniting success. One field, one coach, one student at a time.
If you want to be a Charger Vision sponsor, just contact Luke Steelman at chargervision@heritagehall.com, and you can get on the action as well.
Oh, man, they cannot get the ball up.
Yeah, they cannot cleanly, although he's breaking away. That 24 Thompson having a great night. He's a hard man to bring down. McLaughlin's looking, trying to tackle him. The Chargers are gaining on him, but he's at the 40. He's at the 30. Trying to rip that ball off. Gets down to the 25-yard line. That's a great run after, like you said, they kind of had.
Man, who finally got there?
They can't catch the ball cleanly. And the Chargers, I think, start slowing down. Next thing you know, Stephen Thompson just runs it straight up the gut, and no one could bring him down. So he gets a great field. That's great field position for the Bison. It's the first time they've been across the 50.
It is, and that's a big moment for them. And it's really curious to see after not being able to pick up the ball about 4 times. finally runs the ball hard. Sorry, excuse me. Thompson runs the ball hard out of the backfield, just breaking man.
Yep, and a good individual effort. All right, Howard looking to hand it off. Does hand it off, but nowhere to go. That's number 9, Tivion Taylor, that trying to find a hole, but just couldn't find one.
Being brought down in the backfield by Jack Ross and company.
Yep, maybe they give him a yard on the play, but there just wasn't much there.
Yeah, looks like they're going to give him 1. Just going to set up a 2nd and 9 from the Charger 29.
And we talked about Howard. Well, the quarterback, he's just a freshman. He's a great athlete. But I can tell there's a little bit of a communication problem between whether he's going to pull that ball out and run it or hand it off, trying to read the defense. And this time he keeps it, runs to the left, but there's nowhere to go. The Chargers are there.
Man, we're putting a lot of bodies on the run every time.
Well, I just think we're not I don't think we're scared necessarily of Howard throwing it, so we're keying on either the handoff or the run, the quarterback, and they have no room to run.
No, you're right. We're doing a good job all around on the ball, but I think one thing that we're seeing tonight is something we've seen all season. This team feels very good about what they can do. They've got a lot of confidence in what they're doing, but they're not cocky. They're not playing arrogantly. They're just playing very confident, and they're playing very hard football all day.
We've got 3 wide receivers for the Bison. It's 3rd and 10. Howard, they're set up to throw, but the Chargers are coming. It's a quick throw to number 84. Pass falls incomplete. 84 looks like Floyd Marshall, and that's just Howard. To his credit, he tries to hang in there and make a good throw, but the Chargers are coming. He does not have a whole lot of time back there in the pocket.
No, he doesn't. He's going to set up 4th and 10, and obviously I would think they were going to go for it at this point. Being down 28-0 with 10 minutes left in the second quarter, you're across midfield for the first time all night. You're going to take a shot.
It looks like it. They're trying to. Coach is trying to get the play called, trying to figure out what they want to do. But I'm with you. It's a long field goal, and punting's not going to get you a whole lot of yards, and it looks like they are going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to punt. You're going to be hoping just to keep it out the back. You're hoping to keep it inside, but that's going to be a hard one to do.
Same setup, 3 wide receivers. Howard back to throw. He does throw it in the end zone. It's incomplete. That's good defense by the Chargers.
Defending.
I think it's Bryce Sabranis is what it looks like.
Man, you're right. Did Bryce get that high?
Well, he can get up there.
He can get up there. I mean, yeah, I think you're right.
It was either him or Randall. I couldn't quite see who it was.
It's hard to tell, but, man, whoever got up there, that might have been Santana. No, I'm looking at him in front of the ref. That's Bryce. You're right. Looking at him standing in front of teammates, and you can see everybody over him. So, you know, that's got to be Bryce.
Well, you're exactly right as far as I'm just trying to pick out guys from what they look like, what I know their body type is versus the numbers, because the numbers are just hard to see.
They are. Man, Bryce has some talent. That kid is fun to watch play football. He plays hard. He's got a lot of talent. He's got this tiny little frame, but you'd never know with the way, like tipping off that pass.
Yeah, he plays big. He's got great hops, and he's very fast. It's a quick, good
pass
defense.
Deflected, intended for Tevin, deflected by number 11. Number 11, Desmond Howard.
Yeah, Desmond Howard having a good game on defense. We've called his name a handful of times.
He's been, if anything has kept Tevin and Tank from going the distance, it's pretty much Ben Howard tonight.
So that's a good defensive play, because I think we talked about it. Tevin was open, but the ball kind of batted at the line of scrimmage before it could get to him. He had some room to run.
Absolutely. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Well, it looks like a quick throw. It's going to be a screen to Tank. He gets a block, and he's trying to run upfield. He's got the first down right about the 36-yard line.
He's yanked down about the 36 by number 10, Michael Jackson.
I'm going to try to keep my jokes to myself. Yeah. That's a good tackle by him. I mean, we've talked about bringing down Tank for one man is just a challenge. So that's a good tackle. He did have a little help, but he made the initial hit and was certainly bringing him down.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 from the 37. I had to count. Math was not my best subject.
Blake Adams looking good so far. All right, we've got a man in motion. He does give it to him. I can't tell who that is.
Who is that?
It could be Campbell Kerr, but I can't tell. 21, Chandler Shepard.
Chandler Shepard. Yeah, Campbell and Chandler look very similar.
Well, 2021.
Yeah, their bodies aren't too different.
and we do have a flag. I don't know if it's going to be holding. It was kind of a jet sweep, and when he got around the end, I think someone may have been holding for the Chargers.
They're loving that play this year, though.
Santana Randall runs it very, very well.
He does. Oh, a couple weeks ago in Clinton, he was just doing it all night.
Yeah, they had one called back for a penalty, but it was successful every time they ran it. And then they had that one with a fake where the defense starts keying on it, and he throws it long to Tevin McDaniel for a long touchdown throw.
That was a beautiful play. Well, they are going to call it back as a holding on the Chargers. Going to set up
First and 12.
First and 12, spotted from the foul.
Well, that 35, Blake Adams, they faked the jet sweep. He's looking to throw. Not a lot there. He's going to have to tuck it. Oh, he does throw it at the last minute. Tevin McDaniel.
Oh, he's at
cuts it to the outside.
He can get past the man.
At the
40.
30,
nice.
20, 10. Touchdown, Heritage Hall. Woo! Blake Adams in big trouble just when he was going to tuck it and run. He decides to get rid of it at the last second. And great pass, great catch. And it was a great run after the catch from Tevin McDaniel.
Boy, is Tevin having a night, or is he having a night? It's going to put your Chargers up 34-0 before the point after. Garrett McLaughlin will come out to attempt.
A 65-yard TD catch for Tevin McDaniel. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Tank with 1, Tevin 4. So Tank's got a lot of catching up to do if he wants to try to get in on the action.
And the kick is up, and it is good. Your Chargers with 9 minutes and 5 seconds left in the second quarter. I said that quarter, not half. Lead 35-0.
Yeah, I mean, that Chargers offense is looking very sharp. That was a great individual effort. Blake Adams, guys, he had two choices to throw to. They were both covered. He tucks it like he's going to run, so the defense starts coming at him, which frees up Tevin McDaniel, and he's able to throw it in time to get it to him before he passes the line of scrimmage. It was just beautifully done.
Oh, yeah. This is actually the games where we have a hard time filling the time talking, because what can you say other than, wow, this is just great football. But there's not a lot for us to say, hey, should we try this? Should we do this? If only we could get this to go.
Well, it's all working.
It's all going.
Like
you
Blake
said,
Adams
we're
looking very, very
one
good.
fumble away from a 42-0 lead.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, and that was at
Not
the
to be
1 yard
greedy.
line. Yeah, no.
Not to be greedy. Last week we put up 42 points in the whole game against Davis. Tonight we've got 35 with 9 minutes left in the second quarter. I think we're going to – I mean, we had 60 against Cassidy. At this pace, we're pushing that.
Definitely. Well, I think we're definitely going to see some of the second teamers in there, just trying to get everybody some experience. It's a good problem to have.
Absolutely. Garrett McLaughlin will kick off. Chargers kicking to the north, the Bison running south. That feels like a nature documentary to say.
Tivian Taylor, the deepest man back. Also looks like Victor Harris.
Oh, and the kick is muff. Oh.
And then Thompson trying to get it again, trying to make something out of nothing like he did last time. But this time tackled at about the 13-yard line. But he is smart enough to pick it up and start running, which it seems like that is a foreign concept for a clean catch and start running it up the field for the Bison. They can't quite pick that up cleanly.
No, you're right. Brendan Nizell and company making the stop there. Brendan with the initial contact. It's going to set up 1st and 10 for the Bison from their own 16-yard line. So I said 15.
I mean, I would, if I was them, I would get Thompson in there a little more often and try to get him some action. He's a player that's doing some good things for him on special teams and on offense.
Well, he's the one that had the fumble that before he was even on the ground, reached out and pulled that ball in before his whole body hit the ground. You know, he's obviously a guy that handles pressure well.
Yep, you're exactly right.
Oh, the snap is low.
He's able to pick it up. Who is that number? Very good moves.
Ooh, number 5.
That's Steven Bruner. Like you said, same deal where it's just kind of a busted play, but he makes the most out of it. The Bison are just not very clean the way they're handling the ball.
Now, he's going to be brought down, though, after a gain by Cal Walker.
Yeah, it looks like an 8-yard gain. I mean, and that's a tough 8 yards because of the ball drop and just things getting out of sync. But they certainly made the most of it. So 2nd and 2 for the Bison.
Man, this is a different game.
It is. We've got Howard at the shotgun and Tivian Taylor back there with him. It's a quick throw.
Oh!
It could be considered a lateral. We'll see, but I think they're going to say it's incomplete. But
I'm with you. It was questionable either way. It was close.
It was close. Well, I mean, close enough where he was certainly trying to follow. The receiver was trying to follow the ball to make sure it wasn't a free ball, and the Chargers were certainly going for it. So that's going to bring up, 3rd and 3. If it's incomplete, I can't see how it's lost.
I think they had the big scoreboard off.
Okay.
I think because we were spotted at they were spotted at the 23, and first down should be at the 26. So I think they just had it spotted off on the big board.
We've got 3rd and 3. Howard not getting a lot of help so far tonight, I'll have to say. This time he does keep it. He's trying to run to the left. He's got an opening. He's trying to spread out long to see if he can get the first down. It's going to be very close.
I think he's going to be short. I think he's going to be about they're going to give it.
Bryce Sobranis there to close in a hurry, it looked like. But it may have been just a little late.
That is one of the biggest things you see out of Bryce. Santana Randall, number 13. Sorry, that was Santana.
Okay, Santana Randall with the tackle.
Yeah.
What was
our biggest thing for identifying Bryce is height, and when we're as far up as we are,
far side of the field. That play was on the far side of the field, and then it's 13 versus 14. We need spotters out there. We need someone with binoculars in here helping us out.
How hard do you think it'd be to get our wives to do that? I think it'd be pretty hard.
Yeah, very hard. That's going to be the first down. This time he does keep it. Howard keeps it, trying to cut to the left. He's able to get about 3 yards out of it.
I don't think it was a planned keep. I think it was supposed to be. I think it was a handoff gone wrong though, because he kind of had to cut really hard to be able to make a run because he was looking backwards.
Yeah, they just have not. They're not quite clicking on all cylinders at this point. But I'm sure that has to do with the Heritage Hall defense getting in the backfield in a hurry.
Absolutely, big hit by Brendan Ezell. 2nd and 6. From the 30.
Yeah, Beazle, as
Beazle.
I say he likes to be called.
Or as he is called.
That's what Rick Hansen. That's what Rick Hansen called him. So I had to get used to that last week.
Beazle.
All right, this time it is a handoff to number 8, who gets about 3 yards. That's Victor Harris on the keep.
They're starting to find a little something doing these short run plays. I think if nothing else, they're realizing that they're not going to lose the ball in those situations.
Well, I mean, I think Howard wants to throw it periodically just to mix it up, but Heritage Hall defensive line is just back there in a hurry. They're not giving him much to work with.
No, you're right. They really aren't.
So timeout looks like of the Chargers. I guess they want to make a few adjustments. They don't like giving up the 3 or 4 yard runs at a time.
Well, 3rd and 1, obviously they've got a short yardage here, but I think the way they're moving on us, they might go for it on 4th, even deep in their own territory at this point.
It's the Chargers are just dominating the game, and it's of course what we want to see. We're on Charger Vision, so we're very happy about that.
Absolutely. No, this is the type of game you and I love to call. But 6:59 left in the second quarter, and your Chargers lead 35-0 here at Taft Stadium.
Yeah, let me tell you something else that's going on at Heritage Hall. They're welcoming back Chris White, a graduate of the class of 2000, as part of his Distinguished Speaker Series. White is a principal researcher at Microsoft and has recently served as program manager at DARPA as U.S. Defense Initiative to Counter Human Trafficking and Terrorism. His speech will take place on October 5th at 7 p.m. in the Howard Theater and is open to the public. Charger Vision will be broadcasting live, so be sure to tune in if you can't be on campus. But we'd love to see you out there.
That's a great opportunity. Those Distinguished Speaker Series always just bring such wonderful individuals, whether Heritage Hall alums or otherwise.
Yeah, human trafficking is a scary topic that we should all be a little more educated on. All right, this time it's a run play right up the middle, but Heritage Hall is there. They've made the right adjustment, and there's nothing there. It is going to bring up 4th down.
Stuffed up the middle by Miles.
That ball carrier was number 9. That's Tevian Taylor.
And it looks like they're going to bring the punt team out.
Well, like you said, they're not in a great field position, and they actually lost a couple yards rather than trying to inch it closer.
I think if they'd even just held even on it and give themselves 4th and 1, they'd have gone for it. A 4th and 3, that deep is a gutsy call when you've only had, 2 first downs in the game.
Yeah, they've not had a whole lot of offensive success so far.
That's taking a big gamble.
The Chandler Shepard deep. He's about the 35-yard line or so.
It is. And what do we got?
Timeout on the play. Oh, no, illegal substitution on the Bison's going to back them up a little bit more.
And so we're going to change our personnel up a little bit, utilize that as a chance to get the people we want on for punt return.
Well, Chandler Shepard scooting up a little bit when they back him up 5 yards. Now it's about 4th and 8. He's standing now about the 40-yard line.
But we've had a good opportunity, good odds of getting in the backfield tonight to tip the ball.
We have been back there every time. Almost get there again. It's a short punt. I don't think it was blocked. It takes a Heritage Hall bounce. It's at the 40-yard line. So they do punt it, but it turns into about a net 15 to 20-yard punt.
And it's going to bring your Chargers out for great field position. Once again, one thing we cannot complain about in this game has been our field position.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We've had very good field position all night. Seems like we've been on the short side of the field most of the night. So Heritage Hall starting at the 40. And still got Blake Adams in there. I think we got a few, looks like Callahan Walker up at the top.
So we got the
we
ball
hand
handed
it off.
to Tevin.
Tevin McDaniel still spinning, but not much there. I don't think much of a gain at all on that one.
It's going to set up 2nd and 10. Yeah, I think they're going to call it no gain, if not a 1-yard loss. They're going to give him a couple inches on it, but nothing of any substance. 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line.
The Chargers have really been able to do whatever they want on offense, it seems like. If they want to run it with Tank, they've been able to do that successfully. Once they start keying on Tank, that opens up the passing lanes, and Tevin has had a great night so far. It looks like they're coming on this one.
They're giving it to Tank, and he's going to have no gain on the play.
Well, they had the whole team. They had about 8 in the box, and one more coming. It's the only way you can stop Tank is bring the whole team to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be about 3rd and 10, and the Chargers going to have to do something here.
3rd and 10. Yeah, I think this is where we maybe see Blake looking to air it out a little bit more. He's got Tank in the backfield, but Tevin's out wide, so I'd keep eyes on him.
Yeah, do you think they might want to do that?
And Tank is there blocked.
It's a throw.
Oh,
it's
it's
open.
definitely for Tevin. Oh, and he's got it.
Touchdown, Heritage Hall.
God, my blood pressure. You have my insurance. You're not going to like my blood pressure after this game. They're making it so difficult to get such good.
I don't know why they try to back themselves in a hole, but Blake Adams to Tevin McDaniel has been a very successful combination so far tonight.
It really has, man. What is that number? Is that number 5 for Tevin?
Yes.
Man, number 5 for Tevin.
I hate to say our player of the game at halftime, but Tevin is looking very strong.
And the kick is up, and it is good.
And I mean, Blake Adams also had a very good game. So, I hate to not give him credit. It's not all Tevin. It's the throw's got to be there.
They've just found they've got a good connection tonight. Those two, Blake's looking for him, and Tevin knows it.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, I say they make it look easy. Kind of runs it runs to the outside, and I guess they can't keep up with him because he seems to be open every time, and Blake's able to find him. Yeah,
they're just playing some smart football. I think they've realized that no matter how many touchdowns Tevin scores, they're not covering him tight. I'm not sure why, but we'll take it.
Yeah, they may want to start thinking about double teaming him.
4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second quarter, and your Chargers are on top. 42.
Yeah, we've got the usual suspects deep. Thompson has been good with the ball when he gets in his hands, but he just can't catch it very cleanly. They've also got Victor Harris back there and Tevion Taylor.
We've got number 4, Jack Hansing, looking to kick off tonight.
Very good. I was just going to say that Garrett McLaughlin's leg's going to be getting tired, but before I can say it, we've got a new kicker in.
You know, Jack's going to make it easy for us to spot him. He's got some bright orange cleats on tonight.
He does. He claims they're red, but his father claims they're orange. We had that discussion last week.
They're neon orange.
It's a nice kick.
Nice kick.
It is returnable if it's caught cleanly, and it is caught cleanly. Oh, you're looking to give it to Thompson, but nothing doing. Yeah, tackled about the 25-yard line.
Looking for the pitch out, but not going to happen tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they were. It looked like that's exactly what was going to happen. They were going to run it and pitch it to Thompson as the trailer, but then they cut up field, and the pitch was gone. But it was a good kick by Jack Hansing.
Grayson Wilson and Derek Sanders in there on the stop.
Yeah,
Derek Sanders may be the man that's been getting those punt blocks. Because
I don't.
Miles wouldn't be in a lot of those, especially, but, I just saw Derek, and I'm like, that could be him.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
we've only got a couple of 6 foot. Actually, we've got more 6-footers than I thought.
Well, they've got those blocks have been on the far side of the field, and we could barely see the number. So we're not sure who to get credit for.
It'd be nice if they could do one over here, just so we can figure out who's been responsible all night.
Oh, Howard looking to throw. The intended man was number 10, Michael Jackson, but a little bit behind him. The Chargers had a chance to pick it off, but
Dawson
couldn't make it
was
happen.
that Dawson going for it?
Yeah, it looked like he tipped it. He was trying to get his hand, trying to get in there. He tipped it up, but we couldn't come up with the interception.
It's going to set up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I mean, Howard's just not hasn't been dialed in so far, and some of that has to do with Heritage Hall's pressure for sure. 2nd and 10, Howard in the shotgun. Looks like Thompson back there in the backfield with him. Now they move him over to the right side. At the low snap, Howard on the run again, running for his life. He's able to turn the corner, gets tackled right around the 30-yard line. So we'll get about 4 to 5 yards out of it. But the low snap kind of messes up all the timing. If it's not one thing or another, I mean, the Bison just can't quite field everything cleanly.
Together.
Right.
Cole McDaniel forced him out of bounds. We're at 3rd and 7. I mean, this is another big stop for the Chargers. 3rd and 7 from the the 29.
Yeah, they just, I don't know. I mean, the Bison just can't quite get it all in rhythm so far tonight. I'm not so upset about that, but the defense is just too strong. All right, we've got 3 wide receivers on the short side of the field for the Bison, and one. Howard calling timeout before we get the playoff. He just wants to make sure they get it right on the 3rd and long with about 4 minutes left to go before halftime.
I can't say I blame him on that. I would not be wanting to take any risks.
Yeah, I mean, they were either going to do something tricky with the 3 on the short side of the field, or they were going to throw it to the wide open side, just go one-on-one. But so far, since Howard's not been able to put the ball exactly where he wants to, that's kind of risky to throw it up against the Chargers D.
Absolutely. 4:21 here left in the 2nd quarter. And like I said, Heritage Hall probably going to get another opportunity to get on the board.
I think they're hoping to. I think they're hoping for a stop here. They can get good field position again. They've had great field position all night.
Here's the thing that kind of is going to be curious for me. Let's say we put one more on before half. At what point do you start looking at doing some different players? You don't want to do it too early in the game, but you don't just run it for the sake of running it.
Right. I mean, Coach Bogert, I think he won't want to run up the score. And like you said, he is going to want to get some other guys' experience. Usually he'll do that in the second half, but the way the score's so lopsided right now, we still have 4 minutes to go. I mean, I agree. I don't know when the proper time is.
We do it a lot of times. Wait till the 4th quarter, but I could see an early 3rd quarter, some change. Maybe not full lineup changes, but some changing a few guys here and a few guys there.
All right, same setup. We've got 3 wide receivers on the short side. They're looking for a screen pass out there in the open field. It's Thompson trying to get there. He's very close to the first down. It looks like they're going to mark it where the first down, although he was tackled back.
They're giving him the forward progress.
Yeah.
Like you said, he was tackled back a couple yards.
That's a nice play by the Bison there, as far as just running the one wide receiver in the open, running him deep, and that leaves a lot of open space for the running back out of the backfield. So Thompson makes a good catch and is able to get the first down on the play.
4:07 left on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. And like you said, I mean, Centennial's getting a few things done. They're getting some first downs, but they're still not really finding a rhythm. They're running really long setups to every play. They're burning a lot of clock, which is surprising when you're down by 6 touchdowns.
Right. I mean, the play clock's about to run out on him right now. He calls another timeout right before it does. So that's, I think, going to leave them 0 timeouts with 3 minutes and 42 seconds.
Last one.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Oh, no, they've got one more. According to my friendly scoreboard sitting next to me.
I don't know if they have accounted for all of them, but I think that's 3. But, I mean, that's just basically like we talked about. You were talking about poor clock management. I think that's a good example of it. They should be running some type of hurry up, and instead they can't get the play off before the play clock runs down. He has to call a timeout with 1 second left. And that's just, I don't know if that's on the coaches or or the quarterback trying to get everybody lined up. But I would think they'd be in a little bit more of a hurry.
I agree. I would be running. We run high-tempo offense, hoping to catch our defense off guard. Because when they're coming in and we're having plenty of time to prepare, we're making the stops far more often than not. I wouldn't be giving us time to think about it, thinking about man positioning, thinking about who's the best on who. Do we need to pull this guy and put this guy in because he's able to do it? I wouldn't give us the time to think about it. Just get in there, run a play. Get the ball set, run another play. Try and push the tempo to maybe put us on our heels, but they're not doing that.
Right, and I mean maybe they don't do enough of that in practice. I don't know, but I agree they don't seem to be comfortable running their offense in a hurry.
Absolutely, I'm with you. They're probably not something that they practice very often.
Well, we are got 3 minutes 42 seconds. The Bison out there after calling another timeout. Thompson has been a bright spot for him on offense. He's in the backfield. We've got Howard under center and trying to get everybody lined up. It's going to be 1st and 10, and the Chargers got a lot of guys on the line. They've been able to wreak havoc in the backfield so far this game. Oh, in the backfield in a hurry. It's a nice throw, but it is picked
off by Dawson Evans.
Dawson Evans.
No, sorry, Cal Walker. Cal Walker, number 3.
No,
Excuse me.
You're
Sorry,
exactly
Cal.
right. Now that's a great play. He was in the right position, and the
Nice.
ball a little bit underthrown, and he's plays receiver on the offensive side. He looked more like the receiver on that one. That's just good defense.
It looked like it was intended for him.
He picks it off. So although the Bison get the first down, they turn it over on the next play.
And those are the picks you want, the ones where it looks like it was intended for the guy, that it wasn't a big, scary risk to take to play the ball instead of the man.
Yeah. Yep, great defensive play by Callahan Walker. The Chargers offense is coming out, and they've got plenty of time to score as far as I'm concerned. 3 minutes, 34 seconds before half. They've got the ball at the 44-yard line. We'll see what Coach Bogert wants to do here. All
1st and 10,
Tevin
Tevin's
in
in motion.
motion.
We got a flag.
They didn't like something. Somebody was moving or somebody illegal motion of some kind. It's going to back up the Chargers. They seem to like to make it a little harder on themselves to start out, and then next thing you know, it's a touchdown. So that's the way tonight's offense has been going.
Absolutely. We seem to make a mistake and then get a touchdown.
Well,
1st and 15. Ball will be spotted on the 39-yard line.
I mean, these are the things I know. I know we want to clean up because as the competition gets a little tougher, I mean, those are mistakes that you really shouldn't make. I mean, we should be feeling pretty comfortable. So far, the offense has looked really good. We've had one fumble at the 1-yard line and then very few penalties so far tonight. So, frankly, I've been impressed with the offense. Tank gets it, runs to the left. He's at the 40, makes a move after contact, and gets right around midfield.
He's going to get about 10, 11 yards on the gain to set up a 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, that's just a good hard run. It was a good block early to spring him. I didn't see who it was.
And they're going to, I couldn't either. It looked like it was number 1 possibly.
I think it's number 1.
Oh, number 1 on there. Oh, I was talking about the tackle.
No, I was saying I wanted to see who blocked it for him to kind of spring him.
Yeah, because Tevin ran to the other side like he's doing here.
Here's Tank cutting it up, going right, cutting through guys, just mowing over guys. I mean, that guy is just an animal. He can't be brought down. I mean, he just runs with such force, and I mean, it looks like they're pinning him in, and people are just bouncing off of it.
He is. It's going to set up 1st and 10 from the Bison 37. Man, this is a fun game.
Yeah, I mean, that's just.
My wife texted me and said, she's like, is this hard to commentate when there's not as much going on? When it's like a big score like this? I'm like, well, it's fun. Like, it's just a totally different game to call. Like you and I were talking about earlier.
It is. It's one of those things where we like to talk about both teams some, but right now
hard
it's very heavily.
It's all Chargers all the time. You know.
Which I like. I like winning.
Like it's Charger time.
Yeah. So far we've looked very, very strong. It's going to bring up 2nd. It looks like about 5.
2:16 left here in the 2nd quarter. Sure, trying to get across that line one more time before the half.
Yep, we're at the 33-yard line, and I don't know if what Coach Bogert wants to do here. I mean, you want to run just to kind of milk the clock, not give the Bison any time, but I know we also want to score. Blake Adams does look like he's going to throw. Throws it to Tevin McDaniel. Oh, that's a good tackle right about the 23-yard line.
Number 1 of the Howard, Danquan Howard. Number 1, tripping Tevin up. But we've got a flag over on the other side of the field.
And we'll see what that penalty is. Traditionally, it's going to be a hold, but based on the run wasn't anywhere near there, I don't know what the call is.
It'd be
they're going to pick it up, it looks like.
No flag. It's going to set up 2nd and 5.
That should be
should
be a first down since they picked up the flag.
Yeah, you're right. That was the 2nd and 5. And they're waving them on. Okay, let's move the chains. Come on, chain gang.
We are at 2 minutes at halftime. The Chargers driving again. They lead 42-0 and have played outstanding so far, trying to get some more points on the board.
Absolutely. 1:55 left here in the first half.
Blake Adams handed it off a screen and way out. Is that Tank?
That's
Tank running up the sidelines, gets tackled right around the 17-yard line.
He's brought down by number 84.
That was Blake Adams at a big stretch play. I mean, he was trying to get wide enough to hand it off.
Oh, yeah. No, Blake did a great job. He handed it off at the last second. Same thing that Centennial's tried to do a few times, is pull that ball, hold it to the last possible second, but Blake does a good job of it.
He did. I mean, we are playing our hurry up, and it just is a big difference. That pass a little bit high, intended for Santana Randall. And that's about the first miscue I would say Blake's had.
It is. No, Blake's played a great game. You know, we've called Tevin's name a ton because he's gotten in the end 5 times. But, like you said, every one of them was a pass from Blake.
Beautifully done. We're at minute 17. Chargers threatening on about the 17-yard line, 3rd and 3. They'll want to get the first down here or the touchdown, whichever comes first.
1:17 left on the clock.
Tank out of the backfield. It's going to be a quick throw to him. Oh, a little bit short. I think Blake Adams wished he could throw that out there a little bit more.
They're calling it incomplete, which honestly will take. That would have been a loss of about 2 or 3 yards.
Well, and the clock would be running.
Yeah.
So that does work in our favor. See if Coach Bogert wants to go for it. 4th and 3, right about the 17-yard line. That play was set up. I think Blake Adams just couldn't quite get the throw out there in front of him enough so he could catch it and get some positive yards.
Yeah, looking like we're going to go from it. Coaching staff calling signals. 4th and 3 from. Sorry, I cannot
right about
call
the
yardage.
18-yard
Thank
line.
you. I don't know why I can't call yardage tonight.
Sometimes the clock can help us there, and we don't have that on the clock.
Yeah, it's weird. We've got the ball on, but they're not flashing anything up. But usually that's my saving grace. I don't have to do math. I don't have to say 20 minus 1.
Blake with a quick throw. It's caught.
Tevin McDaniel.
He's walking up the sidelines. It looks like a score, and is. Charger touchdown. Tevin McDaniel, number 6.
Man, he is having a great night.
That's a great play. They just he is just churning up the yardage tonight. We talked about it a little bit last week, how ridiculous his stats are. He's got 9 catches for 269 yards. That's an average of 29.9 yards and 5 touchdowns, and that's before the 6 he has tonight. And he's racking up the yards and touchdowns tonight. It's just a wonderful thing.
And the point after is good. Keeping Garrett McLaughlin perfect on points after. He was 20 of 20 going into tonight, and he's 7 of 7 on the night.
Very impressive. I mean, the whole team is hitting on all cylinders.
It's firing right.
It's an 18-yard TD catch for Tevin. Number 6 on the night. It's just, if you're sick of hearing his name at home, there's no apology from us. No. We are happy to say that he's got 6 touchdowns tonight. Tank with the first one. It's been the Blake Adams, Tevin McDaniel show since then. They've got the next 6 to make it 49-0. Your Heritage Hall Chargers leading. Jack
Hansing will be the kickoff man once again.
Yeah, I was impressed with his first one. It was a nice, strong kick.
I was pleased with it.
We've got the Tevian Taylor deep, and then we've got Thompson and number 8, Victor Harris back there. They've been the usual suspects.
Running the triangle backfield.
Yeah, they can't quite get it cleanly. They've collided on catching it one time. They let it get on the ground about 3 times.
I got to be honest. I mean, I felt bad for the kids. That had to hurt.
Yeah.
They hit each other hard.
And Thompson there to clean it up like he's done a few different times on the loose ball.
He's really kept them from having more big loss plays than they would have tonight.
Kevon Tavius is how you say his first name, I believe. It's a deep kick, same deal. They're about to run into each other. Thompson does catch it about the 1. He's trying to get a block by Taylor. He looks upfield, tries to get upfield, but tackled right about the 17-yard line.
Big gang tackle by the Chargers tonight. More names, honestly, than I can call.
Yeah.
But we're going to lead it off. The first shirt I saw come up was number 44, Preston Nelson.
Yeah, he had a good game last week. They took Thompson's shoe off. He's going to have to go get that back. But that's just a great tackle. We got 56 seconds. The Chargers, they've been very, very impressive on defense, offense, and special teams tonight. A couple blocked punts. They've just not let anybody. They've not let the Bison really get any momentum.
No, they haven't. Like you said, 56 seconds left on the clock, and we're going to see if they're going to really go hard on this or if they're just going to try and get to the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they would like to have something positive happen, the Bison, but you don't want to risk a turnover here either with 56 seconds. The Chargers can score in a hurry, and you don't want to give them a short field, and they've basically had one all night. It is a running play, but there's just nothing there. The handoff to number 10, it's Michael Jackson, but
he's brought down big and hard by number 72, Luke Williams.
You know, I mean, the Chargers starting to get a few more guys in there on the offensive line, or on the defensive line, excuse me. The defense has played outstanding so far tonight.
They have. I mean, you look at that scoreboard, the number I'm happiest with on all of it is the 0. I mean, I can't complain about 49, but 0 is what you want to see on the other side all night, because then anything else you're doing on the other way will do what it needs to do.
You know, so 22 seconds. I think the Bison are trying to get to the locker room as fast as they can. No, they do want to throw it. It's intercepted. Almost. Who was that? Had it in his hands.
Oh, man.
I can't make out the number.
I need a guy to turn around and read the numbers on the back a lot easier than on the front.
I think it may be Preston Nelson, but I
think
can't
it
quite
was
see.
44. Yeah, that is Preston Nelson. You are right.
When he was in the right spot, it had the ball all over his fingers, but he could not bring it in, and that was going to be a pick 6. That had written all over it, but you got to pick it first.
Preston Nelson getting some good minutes kind of early for the 5'9", 150-pound freshman.
He played very well last week.
He looks bigger than 150 out there. I mean, I know the pads make everybody look bigger, but he looks big for a 150 in pads.
You're exactly right. That was
at
the beginning of the summer. He's bulked up since then.
Yeah, these numbers are always taking the first practice.
It looks like they're going to throw the bomb. Howard does throw it. It's picked off.
Number 11 with the ball, we've got Devin Crawford.
Devin Crawford with the interception. Are they going to leave any time on the clock? I think they may say that's it. Into the first half, a great interception, though, by the Chargers, just not letting the Bison get any momentum whatsoever.
Man, 49-0 at the half. I'm a little speechless. We're going to cut to our quick end of quarter commercial, and we'll be back, and hopefully I can find a few words.
It's intelligent enough to warn of danger from virtually anywhere. It's been smashed and driven. It's perceptive enough to detect other vehicles on the road. It's been shaken and pummeled. It's innovative enough to brake by itself, park itself, and help you steer. It's been in the rain and dragged through the mud. Introducing the all-new Mercedes-Benz GLE. It's where brains meet brawn.
Welcome back to Taft Stadium, where your Heritage Hall Chargers are dominating the Centennial Bison 49-0. It's just been an outstanding display on the offense and the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, it sure has. I mean, you and I have been talking the whole first quarter that there's not as much for us to talk about as normal because these kids are playing great. Normally we kind of get to call out from both sides of the field. We're showing some good, bad, and ugly all around, but honestly, it's been all Chargers all the time tonight. I would love to know the time of possession difference.
A lot to a little. I mean, the Chargers just have not done much wrong tonight. We've talked about one fumble, but otherwise they have had an outstanding night. Let me give you a scoring recap. We started it off on the first drive. Tank basically getting a lot of playing time, a lot of carries, basically runs the 70 yards all by himself in multiple plays. They get a touchdown. He gets a 1-yard score to make it 7-0. Then we had Blake Adams to Tevin McDaniel, 60-yard touchdown catch to make it 14-0. Get used to me saying that because we've got a 33-yard TD catch, Tevin McDaniel from Blake Adams, 11-yard TD catch from Tevin McDaniel from Blake Adams. That's 28-0. 65-yard TD catch, Tevin McDaniel from Blake Adams, 35-0. 40-yard TD catch, Tevin McDaniel from Blake Adams, 42-0. And let's not forget about the 18-yard TD catch, Tevin McDaniel from Blake Adams to make it 49-0.
That last one, was it Tevin McDaniel from Blake Adams? I was having a hard time. It was changing so much on me.
Yeah, no, that's, let me just, the recap's going to be easy. Blake Adams to Tevin McDaniel, 49-0.
Tank in the end zone, and then it's been the blanket Tevin show ever sinst.
It has just been a great display on the Chargers, and then the Bison. We've talked about them not getting much rhythm, and
Tevin's and, an interesting stat from our coaches up in the press box tonight is that Tevin's 6 receiving touchdowns is a school single game record for receiving touchdowns in a game. And he's got it at the half.
I don't know how much he's going to play in the second half, but he's got that. It's just been a great display from the Chargers. They have not done much wrong at all, and they've done a lot right, leading this game 49-0.
Absolutely. This is fun football.
It is.
This is a great way to open district play. We've talked about a little bit that you and I mentioned it out when we were out in Clinton, that this is the Chargers last year playing in 3A. Next year they will move up to 4A and play in 4A District 1, where they'll open their district play against Clinton instead of playing that as an out-of-district game. So getting here in this last season, this is a season where the kids really want to go out. They want to play hard. We've got a lot of seniors on this team. And, next year our district's going to be, it's a heavy district. We're going to have Chickasha, Clinton, Elgin, Elk City, Newcastle, Weatherford, and then obviously the Hall. That's got more driving for us, doesn't it? Our mileage is going to go
up. It definitely is, but, I don't know how to phrase it. I think we're going to have some, we've got a lot of seniors that play very well for us, that they're not going to be around next year. That's going to hurt for sure, but we've got a lot of talented players coming up, and so I think we should be very competitive in 4A.
Oh, absolutely. I think that wherever you put this team, they're going to be competitive. It's always a well-coached program, always a lot of kids with a lot of heart, and they find these players that have just this really great raw talent and develop it so well. Starting even like your son's enjoying starting in the 7th grade program this year, and then the 8th grade program, and then getting up to the high school and playing some JV time. One thing that's so nice about a team like this, the size it is, even if you're playing second string in the JV games, there's going to be varsity games where you play. You're going to get the big game experience. So when you become a junior or senior and your time comes to play in those big moments, you're ready. You're not, blinded by the lights. We all remember that the first varsity whatever we ever did, being like, whoa, really? This is me? And you don't want that to be a moment that has a lot riding on it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You'd much rather have that moment when it's 49-0 than 0-0 your first game of the season. You'd rather have some experience before that, and I think we're going to get guys a lot of experience tonight.
I think so. Normally we seem to do that, make the sub around the start of the 4th quarter, but at 49-0 starting the half, it may be a little bit earlier than that tonight.
It's just, and we've talked about it, it is just, not only has the offense been impressive, the defense has been very impressive. They have got a lot of sacks. They're just wreaking havoc in the backfield. Howard, the quarterback for the Bison, is a very talented player. He is just a freshman, but he has not had much time to do anything. They try to run the ball, and it's they're in the backfield in a hurry. I think they did get some in the first quarter. They were negative yards. I know that. In the second quarter, I think they were able to get a little bit of momentum and move the ball a little bit, got a first down or two. But the defense played very impressive.
Their composite may still be for very minimal. We want to do a quick recap on our first Liberty Bank victory plan to the game. We started off the night with the goal, the Chargers keep the intensity after challenging start.
I would say yes, they have done that very, very well.
I think one thing, and we didn't have, and in line with that was executing well early in the game. Before I can talk about us keeping intensity, I feel like I'll say we didn't have, many early mistakes. We didn't have an early struggle.
Yeah, we've talked the first 3 games. They had a turnover every first series, and that's just something they knew. They knew they had to clean up. I think the coach has been stressing it, and they've done a great job of that so far.
Absolutely. And then finally, we want to stick to the game plan and play disciplined. And I know you were talking at one point that most teams come out and the last day practice before game day, they come up with their game plan for their first drive. So the quarterback knows every play to call on the first drive. But we kept scoring in 3 to 4 plays. So that first drive mentality, I think, got us through about our first 3 or 4.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know how much was scripted, but it's when you're ahead by this much, it's easy to go off script. And we talked about trying to stick with the game plan, but I'm not sure if we knew we were going to be this dominant in the first half, and I'm sure the coaches are very excited about it.
I don't think you ever plan to be this dominant in a half of football. I mean, like we said, Tank had the one fumble in the end zone that Centennial did recover. You flip that play, and all of a sudden it's 56-0. Or where Grayson Wilson was really close on the pick six, and she had a little bit of hard time.
Was that Preston? Who was it?
Wait, Preston Nelson, sorry. Yeah. I got 42, right above 44 on my roster. I know it's the nice laminated one my wife gave me, but I still can't read anything anyway.
No, you're exactly right. I mean, the pick six wasn't necessarily a mistake, but it was certainly a catchable ball as far as the interception goes. And then the fumble, that's just very unlike Tank, and I'm sure the coaches will stress ball security, but that usually is not an issue at all for this team.
Oh, absolutely, and that's my whole point is that, there was opportunities for this to be even a bigger lead than it. It's a huge lead, but it could have even been more. So, I mean, you look at it and say the Chargers have just dominated this game on offense, defense, and on special teams. And that's what's going to be curious in the second half is even when we start to go deeper into the chart and start to pull some younger, more experienced players in, I think the numbers are going to keep going up.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, our offense seems to be able to do whatever it wants, and our defense is not letting them do much of anything. And you know as well as I do, when we go to that next group of players, that doesn't take away a ton of talent. I mean,
it's not a big drop-off. You're exactly right.
It's the biggest is an experience difference.
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference is guys that have played more years and more minutes.
Well, we had a lot of freshmen play last week, and I think we're probably going to see that again. And what goes along with freshmen is not much experience, and so you're exactly right. But I'm hoping
we bring the 7th grade team this week?
No.
Did we bring the ball boys?
We did, although I don't know who they are. It's not my son tonight, I know that. But we'll go to commercial break. We've got 6 minutes left in the half. Before halftime, we got your Heritage Hall Chargers 49-0. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Come join us.
Head on down to the Charger Corner to buy your latest in-school apparel. Range from t-shirts to sweatpants and even those nifty bleacher seats. You'll always find the perfect Charger gear. Not only will you show off your Charger pride, but you'll be helping improve the school in many ways, such as classroom activity funding. Come Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to 2. Tuesday and Thursday, 10 to 4. And don't come Saturday and Sunday because we won't be there.
Welcome back to Charger Vision live at Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City.
Yep, we got 5 minutes to go before halftime. We have talked a lot about the game, and it's just been a lot of Chargers and not a lot of Bison. So we're happy to report that. It's 49-0. The Chargers are ahead. It's been, we've talked about it. The offense has played very well. The special teams has played very well to give us great field position. We've got 2 block punts, and the Chargers had a short field all night, so they may not have a ton of yards, but they've got a ton of touchdowns. That's the important thing.
They did. Well, when you look at it, it's a lot of yardage. It's just not a lot of plays. It's a lot of big. We've had a lot of big yardage plays. We've had.
Tevin McDaniel, 60-yard, 53-yard, 11-yard, 65-yard, 40-yard, 18-yard.
I mean, I'm looking at Tevin's yards, and that's at least 147 million yards.
You are good at math.
I told you math is not my strongest suit. No, I mean, but right there, but even with my bad math, I can account for over 200 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. Yeah. Tank's got to have over 100 yards on the ground at least.
I think that's you're right.
Because he had that one that was 74 yards, 75 yard carry. across a series of plays, and he's had his hands on the ball quite a bit more. He's got to have over 100 yards.
Right.
Tevin's got to have I bet we've got at least 350 yards of offense
Right.
in the
I mean,
first half.
Tevin McDaniel's got not including this game. He's got 9 receptions, 269 yards in the first 3 games. Well, he's got 6 touchdowns. And I'd say almost 225 yards is what I would guess.
And that's just our
that's in the
touchdown
first
catches.
half.
That doesn't count the couple of times that they stopped him.
I don't remember them stopping them, frankly.
I had one
but
here, and I had one. I've got one on the the left of the north, and I've got one on the right of the south.
I'll give him an extra 20. But no, you're right. He's almost got, in this first half, he's got almost his season output for the first 3 games.
Tevin's an incredible player. We talked about going into the season how he had already received an offer from Air Force. I mean, he's a player. You look at him at first and say he's got good size, but he's not huge. Maybe a little big, maybe a little small. But he is just a wonderful player. He can play out of the backfield. He can play off the receiving line.
Well, he's so talented. He can catch and run. I mean, which not all running backs can do. He can also block. He's the fullback, although he doesn't do that very often because he's so talented out of the backfield catching the ball.
Absolutely. We see him a lot of times. He's the man in motion, off the hip, running out to the receiving corps, lining up in the slot. One thing that's really fun to watch when you have a really good group of players like this is, and I know we talked about this before the opener against Cassidy, was the kids you have that are going to be playing, that are seniors, but they're going to still be playing next year.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we know we've got at least 3 at the moment that'll be playing at the college level. That doesn't mean there won't be more when I watch this roster. There's a couple other kids that definitely have some chances. But we've got at least 3 guys in Tank, Tevin, and Luther. And, Luther's a kid we don't call his name all the time because he's on the line. So he doesn't do things that show up big statistically. But you look at all these runs, you look at these plays for Blake, where Blake has plenty of time in the backfield. It's Luther, it's Blake, it's Miles, it's the guys playing on the line, Jack Ross, these guys that are playing on the line every night that give Blake some great opportunities, to give him time to make the right play, and they also give Tank and Tevin great running holes out of the backfield.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. We do not give them enough credit, but without them, Tank wouldn't have near as many yards. That is for sure.
And Blake would get sacked more.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He rarely has any pressure on him.
Mm-hmm.
About the only time I can think of he's been sacked was on the first series against Cassidy when he was blindsided, and they ran it back for a touchdown.
That one was a hard one. They
but
hit him pretty hard on that play.
They definitely did. But other than that, he seems to have his jersey pretty clean. As far as in the pocket being sacked, that just doesn't happen.
Absolutely. We've got just about a minute left here before we go into the second half, and we're going to cut to a brief commercial. We'll be right back.
When you walk into Fuzzy's Taco Shop, you'll know you're in the right place. With the best Baja-style menu in town, we'll have the whole family addicted.
Order up.
Nachos, tacos, burritos, it doesn't matter. It's like an explosion of flavor in your mouth. We know you've had a long day, and you deserve a break. So, bring the crew to one of the Fuzzy's Taco Shop locations in Norman, Oklahoma City, or Stillwater. Welcome to your new addiction. Eat me.
Welcome back to Charger Vision live from Taft Stadium. I'm Andrew Davis here with Mark Carlin, and this is Charger Vision.
Yeah, well, the Chargers are putting on a show for you guys tonight. They are leading this game 49-0. The offense has been very, very impressive. Blake Adams and Tevin McDaniel has just been lethal. They have combined for 6 touchdowns, and then Tank threw in one for good measure on the ground. And that's how we got to 49 points. And the Chargers defense has just been outstanding.
Absolutely. We've thrown a couple minutes back up on the clock, so we've got about 2.5 minutes left until kickoff. Like you said in the scoring recap, we had a big bully run by Tank, play by play across the field, and then ever since then it's been 6 touchdown passes from Blake to Tevin. We've been talking about Tevin and Tank a lot. I want to talk a little bit about Blake. Going into this season, we didn't even know for sure who our quarterback was going to be. I know even the Friday, a couple weeks before season open, the week before our opener against Cassidy, was talking about how it was still a battle at that point between Blake and Devin. And Mikey obviously has been back for years.
Mike McMullen,
he was right in the middle of the mix too.
All summer he was battling as well. and they were just trying to figure out who had the least amount of mistakes and could play the position the best. They're all three very talented. And Blake Adams won the job, and we talked about how efficient he's been so far this year. Well, he's only has, 250 yards and 6 touchdowns tonight in the first half. I think that's going to add to his resume, so to speak.
Yeah, to go with the 516 yards and 7 touchdown passes he's had on the season. But what I've just loved to see, you and I have had a great privilege the last couple of years. We have gotten to call games for a now Division I quarterback. And you always worry if something like that, what are you going to see coming out? Because you always worry that my first thought was, I'm going to be bad this year because I'm going to compare everything Blake does to Connor. But we don't, because Blake has become an awesome player in his own right.
Yep.
He's got some things he obviously learned from playing with Connor or from playing with other guys, but he is just a great player in his own right. And for a sophomore, he makes great decisions with the ball. We saw him running out of the pocket looking for the throws.
Yep.
He doesn't get afraid. He doesn't give the ball away too quickly. He takes his time, and he makes really good decisions. And I got to say, it's obviously, you look at tonight's stat line, that's a big part of what has made these numbers what they are tonight and this season. But
yeah, he's up to 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
That's a great team.
Yeah, 3.5 games, and that's an outstanding ratio. He's got some
quarterbacks all over this country that would kill for that.
Yep, he's got a lot of talented players to throw to, but he makes a lot of the plays himself.
And he's probably got at this moment over 800 yards passing on the season. He had 516 in tonight. We're guessing he's got at least 220, 230 to Tevin alone. And we know he's thrown to Santana a couple of times. He threw it to Tank in the flat a couple of times.
Right.
I mean, he's just moral of the story, I feel like I'm just rambling, but it's been a real pleasure to watch him come on this year because he's a great player.
Well, he is, and we talked about we knew a lot of the starters coming back. We knew we were going to be talented. Quarterback was the position we were not sure who was going to play it and then how they were going to play. And he has been a pleasant surprise, and that's why the Chargers team has been so dominant this year. We're 3 wins, and this one looks pretty promising so far at 49-0. And
Miss Horn always tells me no leads are big enough, but I have to every once in a while I start to get a little bit more comfortable. And this is one where I'm not like, I haven't loaded up the Jeep and headed out yet, but I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable.
Well, it is 49-0, and I mean the Bison just have not been able to get their offense in rhythm, and we talked about it. So that's given me another false sense of security, I guess I'll say, because our defense has played so dominant, and their offense has not been in sync, and that combination has gotten very few yards and 0 points. I hope that continues.
Absolutely. We've got Jack Hansing continuing as the kickoff man. We were watching him kick with Garrett McLaughlin here at the half, and he's putting up some big, heavy legs, and he's going to be the kickoff man once again as we start the second half.
Well, we've got Thompson and number 8 Victor Harris switching sides. I don't know if they're trying to mix him up or not, but he's just trying to kick it deep, I think. And we've got Taylor on about the 1-yard line. He is going to run it out. They're looking to pitch it. They do give it to Thompson heading the other direction, and then he's got open field in front of him. We're going to see if we can catch him. Jack Hansing's there, the kicker. Does he get him out of bounds? He does.
He clips him at about the 42-yard line, 43-yard line.
Well, that's, and that's something, frankly, for a guy who doesn't kick off that much. He may not know what he's supposed to do after he kicks off, but he did the right thing there by just being the safety valve and making sure he got the man out of bounds.
Well, it helps that Jack has played as a corner and a safety some the last couple of years, so he's not unfamiliar with the idea of being the last man standing.
But the Bison do get a good return. They're going to start at the 43-yard line. It's almost like Jack Hansing puts a little air under it, and it's able to let the Bison set up their run back.
Kind of drop down under it a little bit more. I don't know why I do hand motions, by the way. All the time, I know you people just hear a voice out of us, but I'm like pointing to stuff and making hand motions, and it doesn't do any good.
I know exactly what you're
talking about. Purely for my own benefit.
All right, the jet sweep, but having to cut up the middle, that's Victor Harris who they closed the door on him, so he had to turn upfield, see if he could make something out of it, but only a couple of yards on that because the Chargers defense is there.
He's clipped by Bryce Sabrinas and Derek Sanders.
It's going to bring up second and 8. All right, so Howard just is, we talked about a freshman and what a good athlete he is, but he's just not been able to find any rhythm. When he wants to throw it, the Chargers are in the backfield. When they want to run it, the Chargers are usually, that's Thompson, able to, it's a good tackle by Bryce Sobranis. That's a great play by him.
Bryce, and Bryce just drops and grabs the legs and holds on for dear life.
No, that's a great play, though, because he had a little bit of room if Bryce didn't make that tackle. But he does make it, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4, ball is going to be spotted on the 49-yard line, excuse me.
All right, Chargers defense. We've got the
Bison probably looking at playing a lot of 4-down football for the rest of the game.
Well, we're going to have to start calling out some Chargers. We've got, it looks like, some new players in there. We're going to have to give them their credit, but, of course, we can barely see their numbers. All right, it is to Thompson on the pitch outside, right about the 1st down marker. He's hit, but he does get the 1st down.
He's clipped. Who got it? Is that Kian Ramanzada making the stop?
I couldn't see who hit him initially, and he hit him right at the 1st down marker, but was unable to bring him down. He was able to lean forward and get the 1st down. So give credit to Thompson. He's really been a bright spot on their offense.
He has. Really, honestly, if it wasn't for him, we'd probably have more on the board because they would not be getting any 1st downs. We'd have more time possession.
Yeah, 1st and 10, ball right around the 46. Howard looking to throw here. Oh, it's picked off. That's a great play. I can't see who has it, but it was picked off, and he's looking for more right about the 50-yard line. Who is that? 42.
Grayson Wilson.
Grayson Wilson with a great play. Howard looked like he had a man over the middle open, and that opening closed in a hurry with Grayson Wilson making a great play.
And like you said, going hard for yards after the catch.
He wanted to get around the corner and try to get a touchdown, but he couldn't quite get there, but he does get some positive yards. Per usual this game, great field position for the Chargers, starting right at midfield.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 from our own 49. Excuse me. Where's the ball? Yeah, I think our line doesn't know where the line is.
Well, they didn't have the ball set, and
they
so
didn't set the ball
we're cheating up. They're right about the 49, you're right.
I was just going off the chains. Otherwise, I'd had no clue.
All right, so who is in at quarterback? Is that Devin Crawford? I can't tell.
Yeah,
yep, Devin Crawford, 11. He hands it to Bryce Sobranis, who's looking for some open field. He gets about 3 or 4, couldn't quite get around the end.
Bryce is clipped on the outside. I'm looking at.
Is that number 9, Tevian Taylor?
I think you're right. I'm having a hard time reading numbers. We always get much better numbers off the back than we do the front.
Yeah, that's just a good play by Tevian Taylor because Bryce Sobranis was trying to get around there, and of course, he is so fast. If you give him momentum in an open field, and the other team's in big trouble. All right, so the Chargers have Devin Crawford in. That's a quick handoff. He keeps it. Sorry, I think
he went for the handoff fake, but tried to keep the ball and. Yep. They read it like a Spanish book.
I can't read a Spanish book.
There was a stutter. That's the point. They stuttered on the play. If I read a Spanish book, there's a big pause before I get anything.
That is a very long pause for me.
Maybe not. Okay, not my best analogy. Moving on.
3rd and 7 for the Chargers. I can barely read an English book, so that's a whole different problem.
How did we marry teachers?
Well, we needed the help. All right, Sobranis trying to get to the outside, but there's just nothing there. The Chargers looks like they have the 2nd unit in on the offensive line, and they're unable to block well enough for Sobranis to get around the corner. It's going to bring up 4th and about 10. We'll see what the Chargers want to do here. They have not punted so far tonight, but it looks like that's what they're going to do now.
Well, are we?
It looks like it, and I can't even tell you who our punter is. Is that Garrett McLaughlin or who?
I'm with you. I think it's Garrett's. There's black tops on the cleats, so there's a decent chance. This is what I'm down to. I'm down to trying
footwear?
I'm trying to figure out who's a Nike man, who's an Adidas man.
Oh, my goodness. You can see that. Oh, very low snap. But nice. We do get a good kick out of it. It's bouncing away from Thompson. He's tackled immediately at the 10, but he gets away, turns upfield. Somebody bring him down. He's now at the 20. Man, he was hit hard, but he couldn't quite bring him down. He did a good job just getting to that ball, or they were going to have it at about the 2.
He did. Finally brought down by Zane Howell, number 31.
Nicely done. It was, but that was a great kick. It was a low snap. First of all, he did a good job catching it, and then kind of a rugby style away from Thompson, but he runs it down and is able to make about 10 yards out of it. So
Thompson's been kind of making chicken salad all night.
Yeah, he has. I mean, because the ball is just never. He nobody ever catches it cleanly. And that time he caught it and was hit immediately, but able to spin out of a tackle and get 10 out of it.
Does. So, set up 1st and 10 for the Bison from the 20, and that's the first Charger punt of the night.
It's with 5 minutes and 23 seconds left in the third quarter. All right, it was a quick throw from Howard. It's kind of a screen to the wide receiver, and he gets about 5 yards out of it.
Looks like he's brought down by Preston Nelson, 44, or is it Grayson Wilson, 42? Turnaround.
Yeah,
and
that was Desmond Howard.
Preston Wilson. I looked at the screen.
We don't have our usual screen to help us out, but that would help us tonight if we had our screen in front of us. We're getting old.
My eyes are there.
Second and
later
4.
Gets in the night, the worse they get. And then we're going to drive home. Ooh, it's a low
Second
snap.
4. Oh, Howard has
big
no
hit.
chance. The snap was really low, and he just tried to get it. He looks like he might be injured. He took a beating on that, and that's a big loss for the Bison in yardage, and it would be a huge loss if Howard is injured.
That tackle was by number 44, Preston Nelson. He and Grayson Wilson are both looking really good on D. They're coming in and getting some really good minutes.
They are. You're exactly right.
They're good players. They're going to be names to watch on that defense over the next couple of years because they've both got some talent. They both hit hard.
Yeah, 3rd and 15. Howard does stay in the game, so luckily he is okay.
Absolutely.
But he's got his work cut out for him.
Hurt for this. This is not worth any of these kids getting hurt. It's all for fun.
He's under center. He's got Thompson in the backfield. He's looking to keep it or throw. The pressure's on. Hits hard.
Slides right under Bryce, and he's down at about the 14-yard line.
Howard's just taking a beating tonight.
He is.
But, yeah, there's no gain on the play. Bryce Brannis cut that down in a hurry. It was a quarterback. Looked like he had the option to run or throw. And before he could make a decision, Bryce Brannis is all over him.
4th and 15. From the 15, they will punt from here.
Chandler Shepard is
not deep.
He's not quite at the 50-yard line.
He's the deep man, but I can't call it deep if he's not across midfield.
That's 4th and 15. I'm happy to report the Bison are moving in the wrong direction, and that's what I mean as far as positive yards for them. I know they have it, a very high snap. The punter does a good job of getting it. He kicks it up. It's a short kick right about the
Charger bounce.
35-yard line.
Yeah.
And the ball is down around the 34-yard line.
That's the punter's does a good job on the snaps to catch it and get it out of there as fast as he can, but he's gotten some unfavorable bounces for the Bison, which is certainly good news for the Chargers.
Yeah, that is. Chargers going to start out 1st and 10 on the Bison 34-yard line. So even with some younger talent on the field, this is some of the best field position we've started with all night.
Yeah, well, this is a good opportunity for these guys. I hope they can get in a rhythm and get some more points on the board.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 from 34.
Bryce Brannis in the backfield. Devin Crawford at quarterback. The give is to Brannis. He's going straight at the gut and gets about 7 to 8 yards on the run.
It's finally brought down by number 11, Desmond Howard.
Yeah, Desmond Howard's played very, very tough on defense.
He has been what's kept their defense doing much of anything, while Thompson has been keeping their offense to allowing it to do anything at all.
You're exactly right. They've had one shining star on each side of the ball, but I'm sorry to say they don't have much more than that as a team. But it's good news for the Chargers. So Devin Crawford does hand it off again to Bryce Brannis. He's looking for a hole, but there's not much there, maybe a yard out of it. So it's 2nd and 4. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, something like that.
I think they're going to give him 2. I think they spot him right about 2 yards. Maybe not. Maybe you're right. Maybe 3rd and 3. Oh, 3rd and 2. Yeah.
It's one of those.
Because the chain's not on even yard.
So that does bring 3rd down. So they are moving the ball. Bryce Brannis getting some good playing time. What do they do here? He gets it run straight to the right, and he's got it going right tackled at the 10-yard line. But man, he is fast. He gets out of there in a hurry. If they can block for him, he can get through that hole in a hurry.
I was gonna say that's the thing that Bryce probably has above anybody else on this team is speed. The biggest thing he needs is blockers because he's not big, but he is incredibly fast, and he gets that second gear after about 4 yards. He's in his second gear.
I mean, that was a very good run.
I'd actually love to see him on a punt return if he could get it and field it.
Yep.
Because he's going to have 5 to.
Yeah, he's hard to catch in the open field for sure. All right, Devin under center. Tabranis again is going for the touchdown. He's leaning. Are they going to give it to him? He's touchdown. Oh, no, he's got – the ref put his arms up, and then he finally starts waving them as in
yeah, and then starts to do the dribble.
He's teasing us, but that's at the 1-inch line. Bryce Tabranis with another good run.
He's trying to get me to do hand signals in the booth, I think.
Looks like he's got a fumble on the play.
But timeout.
Centennial has recovered.
Wait. They're
saying a fumble.
They're saying a fumble by Bryce.
I did not see that at all.
There was too many jerseys on top. I didn't see that.
I mean, the referee gave us the fake touchdown symbol. Then he's calling him down, and now they're saying that the ball came out before he was down, and it's a touchback, which I didn't see that at all.
I did not either. My Charger binoculars did not show that.
I guess they were doing the running clock because being down and change of possession, but the clock is still going. That's going to run out the third quarter. That's going to be still the Chargers 49-0, but another fumble at the 1-yard line. That's the ball security at the goal line is the only thing I think Coach Bogert could discuss with his team.
I think this next week the big thing we're going to talk about is protect the ball.
Well,
we're going to cut to our third quarter commercial break from our lovely sponsors, and we will be right back.
Guys, come back and join us for the fourth quarter.
When you walk into Fuzzy's Taco Shop, you'll know you're in the right place. With the best Baja-style menu in town, we'll have the whole family addicted. Order up. Nachos, tacos, burritos, it doesn't matter. It's like an explosion of flavor in your mouth. We know you've had a long day, and you deserve a break. So, bring the crew to one of the Fuzzy's Taco Shop locations in Norman, Oklahoma City, or Stillwater. Welcome to your new addiction. Eat.
From Taft Stadium, starting the fourth quarter, and your Chargers lead 49-0. But after a fumble into the end zone recovered by the Bison.
No, there's a botched snap, and I think Howard's able to get it back, but almost an immediate turnover going the other way. Oh, it is. Maybe it is.
It is. Charger football after Bryce Tabranis fumbles the ball into the end zone.
The Bison give it right back.
The Bison get it out to the 20 on the touchback. And all of a sudden, first play, Crawford fumbles it. Or not Crawford.
Howard, I think, but it was a bad snap.
Crawford's one of our quarterbacks.
No, I mean, Crawford is he's probably going to get take the wrath of this, but I mean, he's had some bad snaps. He's had not much time in the pocket at all. I mean, oh, sorry, Howard. He just has not.
Really, guys?
He has not had much to work with so far tonight. All right, so we got our Crawford in there, and they give his yes, and he is in this time. Touchdown, Heritage Hall, a 20-yard run from Bryce Tabranis.
Nice big play by Bryce.
Well, I'm glad they went back to him, and I'm glad he was able to cash in.
Let him finish what he started, and that puts your Chargers up 55-0 before the point after attempt.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good run by him. I'm glad to see him get in because he worked so hard, and he got all the yards down to the 1-yard line, but they weren't able to cash in. They get the ball right back, and Bryce Tabranis makes him pay with a 20-yard touchdown.
And Jack Hansing will attempt the point after.
I'm not sure if I – oh.
And there's a flag.
Well, just putting a little pressure on him, scooting it back a little bit. We'll see what – we got too many men on the field. This is the one joys of the guys that get to play that maybe don't usually play. I think I'm supposed to be in. Oh, no, I'm not. So that's going to scoot us back a little bit. Jack Hansing going to make it a little more challenging for him on the extra point.
I think this is his first extra point attempt.
Of the season, I believe you're correct. We saw him warming up. He's got a big, strong leg.
He's kicking him from about the 25. Oh,
it's blocked.
And that's not on Jack.
Yeah, I don't think so either. There was a lot of guys that got some penetration in the backfield.
Credit to the Bison on that one. Probably one of the best plays they've had on the night.
Yeah, that was the most penetration they've had for sure. So, missed, or a blocked extra point, I should say. It's going to make it 55-0. The Chargers do get on the board in the second half after a dominating first half. Not much going on in the third quarter, but they do get a touchdown right at the beginning of the fourth.
Absolutely. So, 11 minutes left in the clock, and Jack Hansen will come out as the kickoff man. I think Garrett McLaughlin has put on his tennis shoes for the night.
I think
he
you're
is
right.
out of cleats. He is out of pads. He is into comfy clothes at this point. He's, looking for the Gatorade jug.
Well, and I mean, we need to make sure we have another kicker waiting in the wings.
It's a situation where you never want to end up without a backup kicker.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when we get a bit later, so it gets cold. Those guys can pull a muscle really easily, and you don't want to be in that situation now. Okay, who here has kicked before? Somebody was saying, well, I did it back in 7th grade.
You're in.
You know what? You're the man now. And Jack's doing it to his credit. Jack's doing a great job.
He is. I agree with that, and I'm sorry that was blocked, but that had nothing to do with him. I think that was just good penetration by the Bison. Sorry, don't want Jack to get into his head. He had nothing to do with it.
Is that going to go?
A nice deep kick, and it is going to be a touchback.
Bring the Bison out to their own 20-yard line.
Yep, that's a nice strong kick. So the Bison will get the ball at the 20. 10 minutes and 52 seconds left in this game. And we'll see if the Bison can kind of get something going on offense. They've just not had a lot to work with so far. Howard has been under duress all night. The snaps have been, a challenge. They can't get the run game going. They haven't been able to pass downfield very well. They've had some screen passes that have been a little more effective, but they just have not been able to find a rhythm.
They have not. 1st and 10 from 20 with 10:22 left on the clock. The Bison come out with their normal crew.
Kevontavious Thompson is really the only bright spot on their offense. He's in the backfield right now. And we'll see if they give him the ball and give him another chance. Howard keeps it. He's looking to throw. It's one-on-one coverage. He's throwing it deep. Oh, they're throwing the flag. I couldn't
see. Go either way.
Yeah.
They kind of both had hands on each other.
Well, I mean, the defender has a chance to make a play on the ball. They kind of threw that. I don't know if it was a holder before the ball was released, but they didn't give our guy much of a play on the ball. Frankly, like you said, it could have gone either way. Pass interference on the defense. But I don't know. That was
there was kind of mutual hands on each other on that one. Unfortunately, if it's kind of even Steven, they're going to call it on the D.
Campbell Kerr? Who is that?
I couldn't tell who it was out there, honestly.
I think it's either Campbell or it's Chandler Shepard. I was not sure which one it was, but I thought he was in good position. He was going to make a play on the ball, so I did not see the pass interference, but I do have my Charger goggles on.
Yeah, we'll see over the next player, see who that was. I think it might have been Campbell.
All right, they've got the Bison have it stacked on the right side. Howard looking to throw that way. He does throw, but it falls incomplete. Intended for Tevion Taylor, who we've called his name a lot. He's been into the action, but they just haven't gotten anything going yet tonight.
No, they really haven't.
So 2nd and 10 after the pass interference call gives them the first down, right about the 35-yard line. But they haven't been able to get much on their own. They ought to chuck it deep like that every time and hope for a pass interference call. Let's see. Oh, they are throwing it again. Turn around. There's some jockeying. Oh, it is caught by number 11. Desmond Howard makes the play on the offensive side. We've been calling his name on the defense all night. Who is defending on that play?
Defending on the play was number 18.
Could be. Yep, I think that's right.
We've got a lot of bodies out there.
Yep, a lot of new guys getting the play. I think there's, Lincoln Lubert coming in. Okay, that is Campbell playing defense. Got to play a lot last year. He's getting some playing time tonight.
We've got a lot of different guys going, and we're going to try and as we can read numbers, we're going to try and call some names. I think I've seen Jaden McDaniel here right up next to us, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, we've got that's the first big
excuse me,
completion by
Revis
Howard.
Mitchell.
This time he throws it over the head of his intended receivers, number 5 Stephen Bruner. But they just haven't been able to get into a rhythm that.
They've had a few good plays here and there, but they can't sustain a drive.
Well, we gave them a pass interference and then a long pass to give them credit. But they're down to the 30-yard line. That's probably the longest offensive possession they've had all night.
It sure is. I mean, and like I said, it's still not a ton of first downs, a couple of good plays.
How many guys they have out there?
I don't know. I was actually trying to count that as well. 1, 2.
Yeah, I guess 11.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like too many. They had a lot of skill players out there. All right, Howard turns a quick throw. He's trying to throw to Desmond Howard again. Defended on the play well.
Mitchell Beck defending well on the play. Or
I don't know if that's
no,
Mitchell
sorry,
or not.
number 80,
So.
number 88, Revis Mitchell.
Nope.
I went from 18 to 88. They're throwing me off here. we've got to be a bit more clever with the numbers across from each other. We've got Shane Powell coming on the field. It looks like
He played some at running back last week, and he's got a great burst of speed. He's a good athlete.
That's the biggest thing about this team. You look at the school and you always think, eventually the talent pool, there's going to be a year where there's just not a lot of talent. There's not.
Well, I hope
not. But I've yet to see it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They just keep coming up. All right, 6 minutes left. It's 3rd and 10 from the 30-yard line. Howard looking to throw from the pocket. He's got pressure on, so he takes off running, and it's just nothing there. The defense collapses on him. He gets about 3 yards on the keeper.
Right, yeah. Preston Nelson and company making the stop on him as he tries to run up, but he thought he saw a hole and they collapsed in quickly on him.
Well, and that was good defense as far as the secondary. Didn't give him anywhere to throw it, so I think he was forced to tuck and run, and the defense closed the hole, just like you said.
And they're going
4th
to
and 8.
4th and 8.
I'm going to think about it.
I think they're probably going to end up going for it, though, because obviously, like you said, this would be a long, like you said earlier in the game, this would be a long field goal.
Yeah.
But from a punting position, you're not going to get a lot more yardage out of a punt.
About 44-yard field goal. Not much wind tonight at all, but 44 yards is a long way.
I mean, you're down at this point. You want to go.
You
want to go home getting something.
I agree, but
which one did you more likely?
Well, yeah.
Which one are you more likely to get?
Get 4th and 8 or a 44-yard field goal. We haven't seen their kicker because he's only kicked off at the beginning of the game, and otherwise we haven't seen him do anything. So we're not sure how strong his leg is.
You're right. He's had one kick on the night. Same as their punter. He's had a couple of punts. That, in all honesty, left a little bit of things to be desired. But
like Carlos Pineda?
Yeah, number 6, he wasn't doing the punting. Number 7, Brandon Barnes was. So.
Friday, October the 2nd at 7 p.m.
Well, we'll see. It looks like they are going to be going for it. Like you said, at 40. Well, I mean, a 44-yarder is a long way in any league. That's no gimme by any means, and so. They are going to go for it. 4th and 8. We'll see if the Chargers defense can hold them. They'd love to have the shutout.
They would. This is a big opportunity for some of the younger defenders to make a statement that we're here to play too.
All right, we've got an empty backfield other than the quarterback in the shotgun. Daniel Howard, he's looking to throw. He does throw. He's got a wide open Desmond Howard, and he cannot catch it. That's he was open. Daniel Howard could not get the ball where he wanted to. That's a turnover on downs. Yeah, that's a good job by the defense. I mean, I think Howard wishes he had that one back because he made the right decision, threw it to the open man. He just overthrew him a little bit.
And the receiver kind of was stutter stepping a little bit, I think, thinking that it was going to be an inside pass.
Well, and he may have heard
across the body
footsteps. We had a defender that was breathing. That was going to give him a little shoulder if he did catch it, but the ball was a little high. It was going to be a tough catch. He couldn't come down with it. So. Howard-to-Howard connection did not work out that time, so the Chargers are on offense, starting right about the 28-yard line.
And they're going to give it to Bryce, who's going to get stuffed in the backfield.
I think that's Desmond Howard. He's played great defensively tonight.
He's coming up the middle on us a little bit heavier right now than he was earlier.
Well, I think they know we're just going to run the ball and get out of here, but they're keying on it, so it makes you want to just throw a screen or something just to mix it up so we don't run into a brick wall.
It does. 4:21 left. The clock continues to run. The Chargers up 55-0. I know they'd love to put one more on as they're getting out the door.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Bogert's not trying to do anything unsportsman, but these guys want to play, and I mean.
And they deserve the time. They deserve the chance to go make something happen themselves.
They do.
Oh, Bryce getting a
Nice
decent
run.
Ball.
Who is that? Still Crawford in at quarterback?
That wasn't. That was number 30. It was Billy Ross, not Bryce Sobranis. But honestly, when I'm using my size metrics as my determiner, he's just 5'8" instead of 5'5", but 155 as well. I mean,
that's a good run by Billy Ross, getting some playing time.
He got up the middle and he hit hard.
So we're down to 3:37 with the running clock. Ball on the 31.5-yard line, 3rd and 6 for the Chargers. We got a lot of new faces in there, and they're playing hard. We'll see if we can get a first down. This time it's a quarterback keeper looking for some opening room, but taken down. There is a flag on the play. We'll see what that is. It could have been.
Brian Baker tripping Devin up just around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that probably was the man in motion, and they'll decline that, illegal shift on the Chargers. I assume that will be declined to bring up 4th down, but we'll.
Yeah, they're over there motioning away.
Yeah, they are declining it. So the Chargers will have 4th and 6th, and we'll see what they do here. I mean, this is where
that's the right call for Centennial to make. You don't want to give us a 3rd and long. You'd rather give us a 4th and long rather than a 3rd and very long.
Yeah, bringing up the punting unit, and so that's Thompson is going to be deep, and he's the man you don't want to have the ball in his hands. I can tell you.
That's for sure.
Is that Garrett McLaughlin that's had to get his shoes back on?
I think so. It's going to set a first 4th and 7. He's going to punt. Gets good contact on the punt.
Thompson trying to field it. He does get it on the bounce right about the 33-yard line. He's surrounded by Chargers, but they can't quite bring him down. They do bring him down right about the 38-yard line.
Finally brought down.
We're going to have a tough decision on player of the game between Tevin McDaniel or Blake Adams because they've both had an outstanding first half. Neither played in the second half, but they've got 6 touchdowns as that combination tonight. Yeah.
We will not have a post-game interview as we normally do. In case you can't tell from the camera angles of the field tonight, our press box is really far up here tonight, and with the kids after when they have the post-game on the field with the coaches, it takes quite a bit of time. We want to let them get on the road and get home, but we will come to a conclusion here with the next minute 28 on who is number 1. I mean, obviously, you look at both guys. They both had great numbers. They both had great impact on the game. I guess the key is which one of them was the biggest impact.
Yep, we may have to go with the co-players of the game. I don't know if we're allowed to do that or not, but
I think we kind of do what we want. We kind of make it up as we go.
That is a completion by Howard. It's going to be a first down for the Bison. They have a minute to go, and their offense finally looking like they're clicking. That's Danquan Howard with the catch.
There's a lot of Howards in this field.
They are, and I don't know if they're all brothers or not. They're all different ages, so it's certainly possible, but I don't know the Centennial Bison well enough to say if they are or aren't.
It's going to set up 1st and 10.
Danquan, Daniel, Desmond, all different ages. I want to say they're brothers, but I don't know that for sure.
You're right, because there's a sophomore, a freshman,
low snap.
a junior, and a senior.
Daniel looking to throw. The ball goes up, intercepted by the Chargers. You want to just go down. They're trying to rip it out. Blow the whistle, please, as the Bison are trying to strip that ball out. The Bison are getting a little chippy. 19 seconds left. It could be the last play of the game, and it is an interception by the Chargers. I didn't see what number it was, but the ball was tipped up there, and the Bison trying to get some momentum before the end of the game, but just unable to do it. The clock's going to tick down, and that's going to be our final. Heritage Hall Chargers 55, and the Centennial Bison 0. The Chargers looking very, very strong tonight.
Absolutely. We're going to cut to our 4th quarter commercial, and we'll be right back with post-game wrap-up.
It's intelligent enough to warn of danger from virtually anywhere. It's been smashed and driven. It's perceptive enough to detect other vehicles on the road. It's been shaken and pummeled. It's innovative enough to brake by itself, park itself, and help you steer. It's been in the rain and dragged through the mud. Introducing the all-new Mercedes-Benz GLE. It's where brains meet brawn.
Welcome back to Charger Vision, live from Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City. Your Heritage Hall Chargers have just taken over the Oklahoma Centennial Bison 55-0 in this 3A District 1 opener.
Yep, I mean, this is exactly the way the Chargers want to start district play. They looked very strong tonight. Their offense, very, very good. Defense, very, very good. Even special teams look good with a few blocked punts. Really, I think Coach Bogert, other than a little ball security, is the only thing he can probably preach, but otherwise it's exactly the way he wanted this game to go.
Absolutely. You know, you open district play with a win, which is big when you're wanting to look at your playoff run early, is getting some of these early district wins puts you in a great position. And like you said, they played a pretty flawless game, biggest exceptions being ball security. And there were only a couple of instances of it, but they were big moments.
Yeah,
they were both touchdowns that we lost the possession on a touchdown. So it's, you know, I mean, they're big moment plays. However, you can't look at a 55-0 and be unhappy. The defense was incredible. We had, 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just our kids did a great job tonight. Do you need me to do the scoring recap for you? Are you going to get winded?
Well, it's the same story over and over. Our co-players of the game, our Texadelphia players of the game, we decided to make co-players. It's going to be Blake Adams and Tevin McDaniel. They connected for 6 touchdowns in the first half. I can run through the yardage for you on my scoring recap, but it was a very familiar combination. We started off with Tank. They ran the ball to Tank. Basically, first series, he ran it all by himself and ended up with a 1-yard plunge for the touchdown to make it 7-0. And then we had Blake Adams to Tevin McDaniel 6 times in a row after that. We had a 60-yard catch, 33-yard catch, 11-yard catch, 65-yarder, a 40-yarder, an 18-yarder, and then Bryce Sobranis finishes it off with a 20-yard run. But it was Blake Adams and Tevin McDaniel was the common theme tonight, and they played outstanding.
They did. You know, they just it was a great connection between those two. They both made a lot of plays. We have figured out how to get co-players of the game on our Texadelphia MVP banner, so thank you very much to our wonderful Charger Vision staff.
Kenneth makes it all happen.
We throw them off all the time. We really do. We come up with stuff like, guys, do this. Hey, follow that player for me. We're going, really? Old dudes, leave us alone.
Yeah, right. But they do a great job. The whole staff does. Luke Steelman runs the show, and he does an outstanding job. They get here, a couple hours before each game and get everything set up. They tell us everything to say, and we just try to spout it off. And
we just try to do it without offending too many people.
Yeah, they make us look very good. We want to thank you guys for listening tonight. We had the Chargers 55-0. They played an outstanding game, and really, I think the coaches are going to be very pleased with the way this game went and the way the district play is going so far. Any final thoughts, Andrew?
Honestly, I'm very happy with what we saw. It was a great game. I'm excited for next week. We take on Blackwell at Heritage Hall. Blackwell is 1-1 going into this week, and I'm not sure if they have an off week or not this week, but they're 1-1 going into this week, and that is a District 3A1 game. So that should be a great game for us to have at home. Please stop by. 10-3. We will have I'm guessing about a 7 o'clock kickoff, and we'll be live around 6:40 from Charger Vision.
Yep. We definitely want to thank our sponsors: First Liberty Bank, Mercedes-Benz, Fields and Futures, RS Fuel, Convenience Store, the Charger Corner Store, Fuzzy's Taco Shop, and Texadelphia. They all are wonderful sponsors of ours. We appreciate everything they do. That's going to wrap it up for us. We've got Heritage Hall 55, Centennial Bison 0. That's Heritage Hall is 4-0 and looking good so far this year. We want to keep it up.
We will see you all in a week. Thank you very much.
Have a good night.